Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. Of dungeons and douchebags. Long ago, the land of Irion was governed by many majestic empires. The humans of the plains, the elves of the forest, the Oreads of the mountains, the Merrow of the oceans, and the Kobolds and Okiti taking what was left. But, as is so common amongst all with darkness in their hearts, those who had power would not be satisfied until they had more. War broke out, alliances being made and broken in a second, as the once civilized races slew each other in droves in vain attempts to get one more seat of power. The Kobolds, on the brink of annihilation, sought out a new draconic god who would protect them. Instead, they found Jogotha. A powerful and terrible dragon, Jogotha cared not for the suffering of those around him. Taking advantage of the warring continent, Jogotha razed Irion to the ground, seeking to carve a mighty empire in his name. A last desperate alliance stood firm against Jogotha, and after a terrible battle, the dragon was finally slain. With Irion torn apart, and no one in any shape to continue the war, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. Now, many years later, Irion has started to rebuild, and the age of clockwork has begun. And our unlikely heroes, gathered first to celebrate a harvest festival, may soon find themselves at the center of another war. Trevlon, the halfling bard.
I don't need sleep. All I need is a good case to follow.
Corellian, the kobold paladin.
I will not make the same mistakes again.
Malifang, the half-elf rogue.
I will find them. I will save them. Actions speak louder than words, boy.
Thavagat, the Goliath barbarian.
I am man of simple tastes. Friends. Drink. Cute little bunnies.
And Momo, the Arakakra cleric.
If we have to fight, we will fight together.
From humble beginnings, these brave adventurers may soon find themselves the key to saving the fallen empires. Last time on Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires. Our heroes found themselves in the third and final trap of Trapfest, a dangerous retelling of the origin story of Kurtlemonk, featuring several kobold saboteurs out to make sure our heroes could not complete the tasks before them, as well as lightning-enhanced butterflies and a troll. Despite the overwhelming odds, and the continued bothersome presence of a rock cannon firing at the heroes, bombarding them with rocks they used in the first challenge, they managed to hijack a statue of Tiamat, bring down a representation of the sun, and send it crashing to the floor, finally completing Trapfest with all their lives intact. But before they could be allowed into the Hall of Champions and claim their reward, which presumably there was one beyond their freedom for winning Trapfest, they were confronted with the sight of the great and terrible dragon ruling as queen of the Kobolds of Murdil, Sindre, a giant abomination of clockwork, brass, metal, and scales. The party was shocked into fear upon seeing her, which the narcissistic blue dragon reveled in, letting them, quote, bask in her radiance, before letting them know that she did in fact have use for them, and didn't want to see them dead quite yet, but that she had heard plans of an assassination attempt, and she warned that if any attempts were to be made, she would kill Momo's master, Arias Emiclu, who she showed through a projection, heavily implying that he was in her grasp. As Sindre left the stupefied party to consider the ramifications of her threat, Offneats, the master of ceremonies for Trapfest, invited them into the Hall of Champions. What can our heroes do against such a powerful threat? What plan will they make to infiltrate her lair? And is everyone going to be awake this time? Find out on tonight's episode of Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires. Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires. I celebrated by knocking over most of the contents of my desk. My desk is now a fallen empire. Joining me today...
Alex.
Joining me today is Jojo. Scott?
Fuck you, Eggman. I do what I want. This is who I am.
We've got Phil.
Sonic the Hedgehog's real name is Ogilvy Maurice.
It is.
We've got Atlas.
This is the Sonic Facts channel now.
And we've got
Oh, you
Walrus.
poor thing.
I think if I was able to marry Sonic the Hedgehog, I'd think about it for a little while, but then I'd do it. Are we agreement on this? Cool.
Sonic the Hedgehog facts coming to Internet Remix. Never.
Never.
When it's ready.
Yeah.
When it's
Welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog.
One day.
Yeah. Welcome to
Two
Sonic the
facts about
Hedgehog.
the Sonic
fact.
and the Hedgehog.
We follow our hero, Sunken Hargan. And before I go fully into Neil Cicerica, this is a special episode of Fallen Empires because we are streaming this on YouTube rather than Twitch. The reason is, it's Amazon Prime Day, and Amazon is evil. They put bathrooms a mile away, and if you take more than 15 minutes a month going to the bathroom, you're fired. Take that and your $8 an hour work. You better package those 2,000 packages in an hour, you little fuckers. We're on YouTube
Hey,
now.
Alex, guess what?
What?
Bear spray.
Bear spray!
Bear spray!
Bear spray!
Alright. For those of you who are just tuning in on YouTube and have not seen this on Twitch, you're going to be very lost. This is episode 57 of the series. And also, currently, it's the summer, we are running an event called Camp Streamix, in which the main streamers of Internet Remix are competing to see who can get the most points. Points? How do we get those? Money. Now, normally we count those through donations and bits on Twitch. Since we're not streaming on Twitch, there's a handy little link at the bottom of the screen right now that you can donate to instead. It's gonna be great. Donate there if you want to see Team Fallen win the coveted stream stick. It's a stick covered in glitter, and it is powerful. Yay. Anyway, when last we left our heroes, they had just completed Trapfest, had an encounter with the robotic dragon, Sindre, and because that art is so good, thank you so much, Uprising, our wonderful artist, we're gonna show that again!
Yay, Uprising.
Woo!
Yay, Uprising!
Look at that.
She's so good. So horrifying. So good.
I
Yes.
love the
Love the
blue.
colors.
It's so
Yes.
pretty.
The blues and the golds go so well.
I know.
Yes,
Good,
indeed.
good,
Alright.
good.
And following having been absolutely terrified by the giant brass clockwork dragon, Offneach, the master of ceremonies at Trapfest, told the heroes, "Right! Who's ready to go to the Hall of Champions?" And it's Hall of Champions time!
I guess it's all of Champions time.
It
yeah.
would be Hall of Champions time, except I have the input set to the wrong thing. There we go. There we go.
Balagath would like to lean real close into Corellian's ear.
That's like basically
super close.
stooping down.
Yeah, pretty much
Dropping
stooping
down on all
to-
fours.
Hey, you want to bet this Hall of Heroes is another trap? Bet 5 gold that it is.
Sure, whatever.
Yes.
Either way, we'll just be cautious.
Alright. You stride out of the main open chamber into a smaller chamber. It looks like a cavern with several small alcoves carved into the side with, immaculately maintained, bodies, basically. Skeletons of contestants of Trapfest in full gear. You look in some of the alcoves, in one of them, there is a group of dwarves in plate armor who have clearly been quite violently crushed. There is another alcove of what look to be elves, rangers, and druids mostly, whose feet are all missing.
Oh.
And then,
Oh.
in a third alcove, there's a pair of halflings clad in chainmail who are chained to the body of a tiefling.
Oh.
You continue looking around. Kobold in leather armor with a whip, the same one who first led you into Trapfest, is there, polishing a suit of plate armor draped over the skeleton of one of the adventurers. he looks over, sees you come in. Well, congratulations, I guess. You didn't die, yay for you. And he starts very slowly clapping by himself. It's not very encouraging looking or sounding. So,
Couldn't have done it without your fervent belief in us.
thank you, I try. Anyway, as part of the reward of Trapfest, as true champions and yada yada yada, you get part of our great and terrible queen's majestic hoard, which includes your stuff back. And a bunch of kobolds come out with wheelbarrows of your stuff, which looks a little dented, but still usable. So congratulations, you're no longer gearless.
Yay!
Yay. And you also get 2 of, not all of you get 2, but as a group, you get to choose 2 of, these items in the room. Apparently they're magic. I don't know. I just polish the damn things. I can show you around and have you look at some of them if you want.
That would be very helpful, yes.
Let's do that.
Okay. Alright. He gestures you onward, opens up a couple of chests, starts rummaging through them. Thank you for whoever did that on Twitch. We're not rating on Twitch. Oh wait, that wasn't on Twitch. That was a donation.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
Oh god, we're not doing this here, are we?
Well, on Twitch?
Well, someone donated to YouTube, and I neglected to turn off that sound effect, so, yay! We got money!
Yay!
We'll start drawing cards after the Hall of Champions.
Oh, thank god.
Eat.
Cool. Alright. So, he pulls out chests, starts digging through them, pulls out a belt. One of the dwarves had this around him. Apparently it's a belt of dwarven kind. I have no idea what a dwarf would need with that, other than to signify, yes, I am a dwarf. Look at how dwarfy I am. And he just tosses it carelessly over his shoulder. Then he pulls out some kind of hand axe. This one was also a dwarf. It let him hack at a bunch of, I think we got a bunch of goblins for that one, let him hack them apart really fast. Looks pretty sharp to me, I don't know. Starts digging through more, pulls out a small set of chainmail. Oh yeah, this one I remember. There was some idiot halfling who came through here wearing this and going all like, you can't see me, but we could hear him and then we stabbed him a whole lot. Good news is, bloodstains wash out of it very well. Hell of a quiet suit of armor, though. Cool. And he continues looking through stuff. Okay, another dwarven thing. He pulls out what looks like a ring decorated in silver and other gray colors with the image of ram's horns on the end of them. So, the dwarves tried to use this one to break down the doors in Trapfest and, skip all the games, and obviously, that wasn't gonna fly. It was a good way to collapse the whole chamber on top of them.
Makes the tin cans make sense.
Yeah. And, he pulls out a cloak, stares at it, snaps his fingers. Oh, right! Yeah, the idiot halfling going around saying you can't see me, he wore this too. Doesn't matter how good at stealth you are if you're yelling. I mean, I don't know why these people try being very loud when sneaking about,
Interesting.
Then he pulls out a cutlass. Momo, you immediately recognize this. It looks the exact same as your cutlass of the Winter Queen.
Is there anything special about it that I can sense or something?
Make an Arcana check.
Okey-doke.
Do it.
I mean, it's apparently, as you said, it's apparently your sword, so maybe advantage or no?
It looks pretty much the same as the cutlass that you have, and you're pretty sure it does the same thing. The kobold managing it says, yeah, this one wasn't actually from Trapfest, we just kind of found it. There were a bunch of raider bodies up north in the Ice Crown tips. Yeah, we just decided to loot that, just in case there was anything interesting up there for the great and terrible queen. Continues digging. Yeah, this one, he says, pulling out what looks like a short bow with several dents in it and several compartments. Yeah, this one wasn't a halfling. I think that was one of the elves. Said that this had all sorts of special properties good for sneaking around, grappling up stuff, distracting people and all that. Looks pretty beat up, though. Not sure if it's gonna be all that useful until someone fixes it. And then...
Does it...
Sorry, go ahead.
Does it actually look particularly beaten up, or is it more of like a stylistic kind of thing?
Make an Arcana check.
Alrighty.
Got it.
The style of this looks like beating up doesn't appear to be part of it. However, you do take a look at it, it looks like it had multiple properties, but the damage is disabling some of them. Enough time spent with the weapon, should you choose to take it, would be able to get it back to its full potential, basically.
Okay.
Okay. And, speaking of bows and arrows, he pulls out a series of bracers that look like elven design. Yeah, I know what these are. These are bracers of archery. We're trying to get our hands on some of them so, we can shoot stuff better. Yeah.
Malifane shoots a look at Momo upon hearing this.
And then last but not least, there's this thing. He pulls out a figurine that looks like a small silver raven. So that tiefling over there said something to it, this thing animated, and he wanted it to fly away and get help. We shot it. I guess it's pretty valuable because it's not broken.
Do you remember what the tasty said?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was just there shooting it.
Was it a regular-sized raven that it animated into?
Yeah, this is just like a compact form.
Would I be able to roll Arcana to see what the heck it is?
Sure.
Woo! Yeah. Fuck.
You don't know what that is. Alright.
What's my Arcana score real quick? Let's have a wee tasty look at what my Arcana score is. You know, I want to roll.
Yeah, go ahead, sure, Catboy, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Oh yeah, one of these, dime a dozen, seen them every.
Yep.
Fuck off.
You actually do know what this is, Savagath. You've heard tales of it. Back in your tribe, there were tales of figurines of wondrous power that could animate into, animal-like constructs. This one is a silver raven. It can animate and be used as an animal messenger at any time, but it needs 2 days to recharge after it does that. So, after...
sorry, how instantaneous is the message? Just as fast as the crow flies, or...?
As fast as the crow flies.
Yeah.
Cool. And so, the kobold turns over to you. Right, that's what we have. Pick 2 of those. And then a kobold leans over, whispers something in his ear. Wait, what? And then he whispers something again. Do we look like we're made of these things? Whispers again. Congratulations, you get to choose 3 of these, and our gracious queen has offered to show you some more kobold design so you know our superiority. Basically 3 of these, and there's also going to be a couple of gadgets we're going to give you anyway.
Well, that's awfully considerate.
I mean, yeah, she's got stuff to spare in that hoard of hers, apparently. I don't know, I'm not allowed to see it.
Fair enough.
Would I be able to roll a history check to determine if a dragon giving away any of its hoard is particularly usual?
Go ahead.
Yeah, take advantage on that, because I'm particularly suspicious about that.
Would history be a thing, or would it be nature?
Because dragons are so damn old, history would work.
You got it.
Take advantage, yeah.
Fucking great.
Wow.
Cool.
Cool.
Dude, yeah.
Nice.
10 plus 10
Hell
plus 20.
yeah.
From all you know about dragons, this isn't exactly usual behavior.
Yeah, Trevelyan raises an eyebrow a little concernedly.
Cool.
And sort of looks around to the rest of the group and sort of doesn't say much, but sort of just keeps a concerned face.
I would like to, at this point, note that as you turn around to look at the rest of the group, you see Thavagath has not taken his eyes off the little raven statue and has in fact started stroking it.
Oh.
Like, oh, look at the little Billy.
I think somebody has seems to have made a choice in their own eyes about what they'd like.
Cool.
Malifane is looking between the short bow and the bracers. He is not sure.
Like, personally, just from a helpfulness standpoint, I narrowed it down to the Raven Messenger, the Halfling Invisimail, or whichever of those two things made him invisible, whether it's the cloak or the mail, and that beaten up crossbow was my personal.
Would I be able to roll Arcana on the cloak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm thinking I might know what that is.
Unfortunately, you do not.
Shit, I thought it... that's metagaming.
I got my eyes on that short bow and invisible armor.
Oh, for
Well, we
God's
can
sakes,
only get
Steph.
3.
You can
so-
only choose 3.
Okay, I'll, if anyone else wants the invisi thing, I'll take the short bow, unless Malifane
Well,
wants it.
I just want to go on record by saying that Malifane only has one enchanted item, so...
Oh!
Okay, what are you rolling Arcana on, Thavagath?
Oh, the cloak.
Cool. Given that it was on an elf... Actually, sorry. Well, it wasn't on an elf, it was on a halfling, but you know what this is anyway. It is a cloak of elven kind. It gives advantage on stealth checks to hide, and disadvantage on perception checks to see you. Malifane, if you're deciding between the bracers and the bow, make a perception check.
Perception check. Alrighty. Perception. Boom. Ah.
Alright. That's still enough to take a look at the bow and see what's actually on it. You look through some of the compartments, a couple of them are just junk. One looks like it enchants into a grappling hook. Another looks like it enchants into arrows that can knock someone unconscious.
Oh. I see.
For the point of flavor text, do they look like arrows with boxing gloves on the end of them?
While that would be amazing, no, these look like enchanted arrows with like a sleep spell on them.
That makes more sense.
It would be
can I
amazing if
take
they
a-
were boxing gloves, though.
I could literally just be... Well, no, I wouldn't be literally Green Arrow. I would be Blue Arrow, if anything.
Elves don't have that much of a sense of humor.
That's true.
What were you going to say, though, before?
Could I take a closer look at the belt?
Yeah, go ahead. Arcana check. Nice!
Whoa!
You know exactly what this is? This is a belt of dwarven kind. While wearing this belt, your constitution score increases by 2, and you have advantage on charisma checks made to interact with dwarves. However, dwarf energy runs so strongly through the belt of dwarven kind that every day you wear it, you have a chance of growing a full beard.
Oh my god.
Also
even
for
if
those
you
who...
can't grow facial hair.
Too fucking bad!
That sounds fucking hilarious.
I've never wanted to see someone with a
everyone-
beard more than I want to see Corellian with facial hair.
Yeah, I've never thought about this before. This is interesting.
Everyone takes a turn wearing it until we've all been fully clad in dwarven beard.
Be good to hide our identities.
Ah,
Big
who is
beard
that
energy.
bird? Wait, he looks a lot like Momo, but Momo doesn't have a beard.
Momo isn't manly enough to grow facial hair.
Why does that dwarf
But
tarred
with
and
this
feathered?
belt,
But with this belt.
You know.
this would actually be very useful to me. Corellian sort of looks between Malifane, Trevlon, and Thavagath, then shakes their head at Malifane and looks between Trevlon and Thavagath. Never mind. I'll ask you if that happens.
Well, I've got to say this now. I'm pretty decked out in terms of magical gear. Fun crossbow, interesting magic lamp, a vest that makes me turn sort of lights off. I'm good. So, if anybody else, I'm good to just let y'all take something. I'll be okay. So,
and Momo, unless you have a particular fancying for something like very specific, I would like this board.
This board.
This board.
It looks very useful. And also fits the aesthetic.
Moma kind of looks at everything, and he doesn't really see anything that catches his fancy, so... Besides the short bow, but...
It looks like a certain Mal's gonna have a nab at that.
Scott, on the other hand, is indecisive as fuck.
You motherfucker. Go with your character gut. Go with your character gut. Do it.
Either go with your character gut or roll a d2.
Yeah.
A D2.
Yes.
Flip a coin.
It's a coin.
You mean
except
that
we
thing
get
that
to
doesn't
see it.
exist? Oh wait, D4s exist. Hello.
Yeah, just take the odds and the evens.
Yeah, that's really smart, actually. I never thought of that.
Fuck it.
I can tell you what the DM really wants, but okay.
Oh, what does the DM really want?
This magic item is specifically made for rogues and no one else. It specifically says requires attunement by a rogue. And I thought it was perfect for Malifane.
Which one?
The short bow.
Yes.
Guess I'm taking the short bow.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a bird, a short bow, and our final item.
Taking the belt,
Hell yeah.
I think it would be very useful.
What exactly does the belt do again, mate?
Well, it makes me a lot hardier than I am, and to be quite honest, I'm not very hardy, and it has a few other benefits and side effects.
Okay, Atlas, this is a question for you. Has Corellian shared with the group canonically the side effect of it potentially growing you a beard?
No.
It's going to be one hell of a surprise.
Is he going to share that fact?
Well, I mean, if you recall, they looked between Thabagath and Trevlon and was like, I'll ask when it happens, if it happens.
Yeah, and then you looked at the one person who can't grow beard and shook your head.
Yeah, take
That's fucking standing. Oh, actually, quick question, Alex.
Yes.
When you say it's +2 to your constitution, is that +2 to the small number or +2 to the big number?
To the big number.
So,
Better than what I have.
so metagame for half a moment. Do we have to add this to our inventory now, or?
Yes.
Alright then.
Alright.
Oh dear God, it says I have 0 hit points.
You should probably fix that.
You gotta
I
fix
remember
that.
dying.
Alright. So, as you pick out those, some kobolds come in, and they hand over a series of tiny-looking kobold gadgets. A couple of them are tightly woven balls of wicker. The lead kobold among the group says, "These are called wicker whippers. You throw them, and they explode into a whole bunch of spinning wood that is going to blind people. And there look to be 8 of those in total." And then there is more in there, because this is a lot of treasure that they're sharing at the end of Colonel Mock's Revenge. These, he says, holding up this thin track of spikes attached to the small pressure plate. These are door teeth. This track here, it's adhesive. You can stick it onto an open door or window, and when the plate is pushed, the spikes come out, and they will impale anything that comes through.
Oh!
Nice.
Interesting.
There are 2 tracks of door teeth, and then they hand over 2 sections of rope that look to have been woven and braided with spider webs. These are jump ropes. We can stretch them to twice the length, and if you anchor them and use them as a slingshot, they'll send you flying. Way better than just trying to jump manually, you know?
Hi.
Then finally, he pulls out a small golden statue, a figurine of a bowing kobold. This is a symbol that you survived Trapfest. You show that to kobolds, and they will not only leave you the hell alone in Murdil, anyone outside of Murdil is going to recognize what that is, and you're going to have an easier time talking to them. I mean, within reason. If you, break into the Warrens or something, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck showing that.
Makes
I
sense.
don't know.
Cool. Anyway, since you are, in fact, a member of the Gladiators Guild and have participated in Trapfest, that will get you a couple nights stay, I believe 3 or 4, in the tavern. The Well-Groomed Jackals. Have fun in there, I guess, whatever.
Well-groomed jackals.
That sounds interesting.
Am I familiar?
Yes, Corellian, that is the only tavern in Murdil. It
Yeah,
is
it's
not
not like we
known
get
for
many
having good
visitors.
food and drink.
Yikes.
Beggars can't be choosers, and I mean, I don't have anywhere to sleep, so.
Are there any other like places to stay, or is that just that it?
That's it.
That is the only tavern in Murdil.
I mean, it's better than nothing, so...
Yeah.
And I feel like we should be a little more courteous, maybe?
I mean, if worst comes to worst, I can just magic the food nice. So,
Actually, along with all our gear, Carlin pipes up, there was a certain giant stoat that was with us.
He tilts his head a little bit. Right. I also kinda manage the animals. That gorilla, that was mine. They handed her over to me so I could keep her fed and stuff.
Oh, good. That's good. Well, I'll be coming to collect her, or visit her later.
Yeah.
Good job training the Giralon, by the way. Really neat.
He does not look amused.
Can I take a sidestep just for a small second here? Purely to sate my own curiosity, because this is something I've thought about before and never actually brought up. How does Moshka dying work? Like, if Moshka should ever die, what happens after that?
I can
Hours.
summon her.
You can just summon her back.
Summon her back. Okay, so... Okay. And bear with me on this. Bear with me. It's only a thought experiment. I have no
Not gonna
plans
like
on doing
this.
this.
not gonna like this.
If push should come to shove, can Moshka be used as a food source and then
No, she's a celestial. She's a
You
spirit.
can't-
She's not an actual animal.
Yeah.
You cannot
Shit,
eat ghosts.
Her body
I was
disappears
thinking-
as soon as you kill her.
Right, I was thinking it worked like the same as Thor's goats. Like, you just kill them and then bring it, eat them, bring it back the next morning. Alright, never mind.
For some reason, I feel like I'm particularly irked with you, and I'm not sure why.
Because I've just brought up the idea of killing and eating your pet. Of course you'd be irked.
Oh, I was saying that in character. I figured you were asking that out of character.
Oh,
for
yeah, no,
your
I definitely
sake.
was. Oh, so Corellian just feels suddenly...
Yes, that's why I put the accent on.
Right. My apologies. We can continue again. My bad.
Alright.
Okay.
Cool. Got all your stuff settled?
Just who's taking stock of the stuff? I gotta know that.
Wait, are we taking any of the stuff that was just being shown to us? Or...
Yeah, all
You
of it.
fucking better! I brought it out for you!
Oh, I thought we were only taking the magical items, and you were showing us the kobold items to rub it in our face that you've got superior technology. All right.
I mean, there is
No,
that,
they
but
want to
how
show
better to...
us.
I mean, there's that, but how better to do it than to just have you use them and see firsthand?
Right.
In that case, Atlas, I assume you took note of...
Big fucking assumption there, buddy.
Yes,
Wow.
sweetheart, I took note of all the gadgets.
I am
You're
looking
fucking
at
welcome.
one note. Right now.
Thank you, Atlas.
And you're free to look
dear.
at it too.
Thank you, Atlas, dear. You're so kind. Dinner
Oh,
will be on
God.
the table at noon.
Yes, I've taken note of all of them, and we can sort out who gets what later.
Fantastic.
Alright. Great. Well, if that's the case, I don't want to keep you. I need to clean up this place after, make sure it's all spick and span and you aren't dragging in mud or anything.
Oh, I did have a question. You know how the king kind of put us to this because he was angry with us for for lots of reasons. How's he feeling about us now, if you could get the gist?
I don't know. I don't talk to him.
Fair enough.
Probably for the
Fair
best.
enough.
Yeah.
What's your name, by the way? Never caught that.
Cleek.
Clique.
Nice name.
I like it.
Well met. We'll get out of your scales then.
Alright.
Cool. All right, you head out into the bustling streets of Murdil. It's fairly cramped going through the streets. They're made for a very small people, but since half of you are small, it's not that big of an issue. Wherever you look, you see several buildings carved into the hills themselves, stretching upward more than downward like the city of Demdor was. And unlike Demdor, the buildings here are packed incredibly closely together, like doors and windows jammed, so there's little space between them, tilted at angles that make it look like no one can step in there. There is one exception. There is a building that looks to be built to a more standard humanoid design, covered in like clockwork and gears, and with a sign reading Plinkwistle's Artificery out front, but that is the one exception to the Kobold architecture out here.
Artificery, what does that word mean?
Make an intelligence check, Thamaga.
Oh boy.
My
He's
favorite.
gonna get 20, I fucking feel it.
Watch it.
Yeah, I'm jinxing it, but I don't care. I have a feeling.
If not to prove exactly the point that's trying to be made, I had a terrible time trying to remember where intelligence was. Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Thamaga, as one of the great thinkers of your time, of course you know what an artificery is. An artificery is a building in which mechanical devices, usually having to deal with clockwork, or a term that you have heard being thrown around in some artistic circles, being a great thinker, of course, steampunk designs are made. Being that it is Plinkwistle's Artificery, and you know the name Paulette Plinkwistle as head of the Tinkers Guild, you would wager that this is her home and place of business in the middle of Murdil.
Guys, I'm scared.
Outstanding.
I'm very scared.
Sherlock Fav. Your business.
Thamaga Nukalithula, one of the greatest thinkers of all time.
Apparently.
Spooky.
So I'm assuming he relays this information.
Yes, sorry, yes, he absolutely
Yeah,
does.
in that case, Malifane stares at him dumbfounded.
That's
He
cool.
just repeats everything that Alex said verbatim, with the inflections and everything. Big words and all.
Yeah, do those druid powers give you weird flashes in, like... Was that magic? Was that magic? Please tell me that was magic.
Avagath does not respond, but looks you dead in the eye and blinks one eye at a time.
You know what? I know what I think.
Right.
Yeah. And speaking of this weird and chaotic stream of magic that's come over everyone, you all feel the need to start drawing cards.
Who's
Oh
first?
god, who's first?
Yay!
Oh, well, we usually go left to right, so
Yeah.
sounds...
Left to right works.
to just
That's
continue
going to
with
be
it.
Walrus.
Oh boy.
Oh, are we all drawing a card?
Yeah, because we got 50%. Not 50%, 250%. Sorry.
Oh shit.
I'm an idiot. Only 2 people draw cards.
So,
Dang it!
Well,
so it's me and Atlas. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
well, 3 people have cards now, so...
I'll just
Someone
chuck
delete
mine
it.
away.
Delete
Yeah,
this.
throw it away,
Delete this, nephew.
How do I delete it?
Wait, do we still have some left over from Kyle's, or no?
You know what?
Nope.
I'll count Kyle's as being left over because there were a lot. Fuck it. And then we can say
Like,
we're
I
done
don't
with the
figure
pile
out how to delete
cards.
this.
Yeah.
Alright, I get this one.
All
Ooh,
right.
that looks.
That looks sinister.
That looks very spooky. I believe
What is that?
Insidious.
that is the snake bite.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've gotten that twice now.
Oh boy. The snake bite either treat your next 3 rolls as a critical fail, or one random NPC will learn a secret about you.
Woo!
Spicy!
I'm not entirely sure what secrets I have left.
Well, do the NPCs know your secrets is the thing?
No.
Now, what's the spiciest outcome that could come from this?
A lot of spicy outcomes. You know what? My gameplay brain
You might
says...
want to DM this.
Yep.
Oh god, I think, you know what? Yeah, I'd like to say, let that secret fly.
Great. And that secret's gonna be PM'd. Now,
Oh god.
Corellian, what happens to you?
This.
Ooh.
Alright. The dance.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Your next check will succeed if you sing about it.
I remember when I got
I
this
love that
one.
card.
Yeah, this one's just
Very
fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cool.
Atlas is the one that got that?
Yep.
I'm not feeling particularly barred today.
Bardic.
F.
Make a rap.
Alright.
Did
Also,
we
I
get
found-
this one last
Found the
time?
image I was looking for.
We
Found it. A picture by Juno.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
we just got this one, but yeah, this is the mute
Yeah.
hag. You can read the emotions of people around you as long as you do not speak aloud. The instant you do, this ability will go away.
That means that Thavagath has to shut the fuck up.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
I mean, I didn't hear him at all last session, but you know, go off, I guess.
She's had the power the whole time.
The Survivor.
Oh.
This is another one, kind of like the dance, where you keep it until you use its effect. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, it will let you survive with 1.
I like this.
Nice.
Alright, here we go, boys. I don't know what this is.
That is the Wanderer.
Yay! I like this card.
Stranger!
It's Stranger, and it immediately summons a random encounter. A benevolent random encounter, not like Groovon Gorewalker appears and you are all fucking eviscerated.
Oh no!
good.
Alright, time to roll on the random encounter table.
Did I say benevolent? I meant malevolent. You're all gonna die.
Did I mean malevolent? I meant to say
Alright,
maleficent.
as you pass through the streets of Murdil, you hear a merry whistling tune. Look over and see what it is, and you see in an alleyway there is a kobold surrounded by art supplies, doing little doodles in the alleyway. He looks over, gives you a friendly wave, goes back to what he was doing.
I'm going immediately to see what he's drawing.
As am I.
Alright,
Thavagath will silently follow.
cool. You walk over that way. Looks like most of it is portraits of King Zakti and Sindre. This makes total sense, given that they are both egomaniacs. There is one portrait that you don't recognize. That's the one he's currently working on. It looks to be some kind of half-elven woman, though one half of her face looks a lot more detailed than the other one. He's still in the sketch phase, but it looks like there's a lot more care put into what are probably wrinkles on that side of her face. The kobold turns
Can
like,
I-
afternoon, like what you see. But first, Thavagath, what are you trying to do?
I would like to use this power that I have to see how this artist is feeling about what they're drawing.
Given from what you can feel, he seems pretty happy to be put to work.
I see.
Yeah, he's in a good mood.
How do we start this conversation? There's so much. So much
How
to say.
good are the portraits?
They are actually really good. As like, I was gonna say especially for kobolds, but even taking out that his tiny hands have claws on them that would make it hard to hold brushes. These are really good portraits.
These are splendid.
Ah, thank you. I try my best, you know.
I see you do many portraits of the king here.
Yeah, he likes looking at himself. You know how it is.
Yeah, we got the impression. Wow. These are incredible. How long have you been working as a painter?
Well, I mean, I've been a painter for a while, but there wasn't a whole lot of, use for painting, you know? Right, couple of concept sketches here and there, when we were putting together the queen, but now that she's all together, most of what I do is making stuff that looks pretty so that, she can bask in it.
Concept sketches?
Yeah, concept sketches.
You wouldn't happen to still have them, would you?
No, we handed them off to the actual engineers. Those would be, down below in the Underforge.
Are you charging for portraits?
I mean, he looks over at you. You folk wanna get drawn, or?
Momo kinda rubs the back of his head. I wouldn't mind a drawing of myself.
Alright. That'd be about, 10 gold.
Okay.
Alright.
And I will give him 10 gold.
Thank you very much. Might take a while. I got this other order to get through first, you know?
Yes, if you don't mind me asking, who is it?
Oh, her? She's the Whisperer. She came to the king one day, whispered stuff to him through some dreams, got him a couple ideas how to get our queen back and running.
Interesting. Is the Whisperer still about the place? She sounds incredible.
Not that I know of, but if she wanted to, I bet she could get here real quick.
Good to know.
Alex.
Yes?
I vaguely remember quite a while ago when we were talking about decking out Baton Rance Hall about paintings. How expensive did you say those big ass grandiose oil painting style ones were?
Well, luckily, I have the reference for it in Omarin's shop back in Ashran Alora.
Oh, whoa.
The huge paintings are 550 gold.
Okay. And you just because you mentioned how good this person was, they're good, obviously, but in comparison to other artists around, would they be considered top tier, or are they just
Let me put it
really
this
good?
way: I rolled a d20 to see what his skill was. I got a 19.
Wow!
Wow.
All right. Well, don't have that money right now, but I'm gonna keep note of this feller.
Alright.
Send this little board after him eventually. All right, cool.
If you don't mind me asking, sir, is there a place we can get in more regular contact with you if we're looking for work?
Well,
He snaps his fingers, trying to think. I'm not sure exactly how you'd send messages to a hole in the Warren, but you could send mail up here. You can ask for Hadri.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And he goes back to detailing and sketching in the woman from before. And as you look closer, the wrinkles look not so much like wrinkles. They look more like burns. Corellian, make a perception check.
Sure thing.
Oh.
Corellian, you recognize this woman.
oh, damn it.
You recognize this woman when her face appeared to you in a dream and tried to strangle you. You recognize the face of the Lich Queen, Steavan Orathart.
Whoa!
But it's not the plot twist I was expecting. It's so much better.
Holy shit. Yeah.
This is so...
The art's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, that fucking art, dude!
Uprising, man!
Cool.
Give Uprising a raise.
Big applause!
Big applause.
Hell yeah.
Jesus. Jesus cannot help you now.
Alright. And as you walk away, Hadji waves and says, have a good night, every dude. Everybody. I'm not sure why I said every dude. Sorry, I get lost in my thoughts sometimes.
I take it. You too.
Cool.
So, what did you find?
He was doing portraits, and, well, we found some pretty good information, actually. He originally sketched the, if I'm correct, he made the original sketches for how to make the dragon. Am I right?
What happened is that, I believe he was commissioned to paint, the woman who gave that information to the king.
Right.
I can't remember what her name was, though. She had a title.
Stay on it. The Whisperer. The Whisperer is the title, but that's who she is. I asked Magda about her after the dream and the dream wraith, and that's who sent them. That's hard.
Whoa, wait. The person who helped make this dragon is also the person who tried to kill you?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a lot to take in.
Goodness.
Oh. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, that was
Yes.
Thavagath is still set.
Okay, alright.
He has a well shit look on his face.
Fair.
The
Yes, I-
indistinguishable.
I mean, I'll say this, I never expected to, hear that she was taking a direct hand in things, but I guess I should have known better, considering the Dream Wraith thing, but, if that's the case, then this is...
It's just got a whole lot more dangerous, didn't it?
Better believe it, but it only makes sense. I mean, only a Lich would be able to give King Zokti the ability, or the idea, or at least the means, to raise Sindre.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
You say she's a Lich, yeah?
Yeah. She, was... Yeah, she's kind of interesting, actually. She animates the undead, but when she does, she makes sure that they can still feel pain.
Why does she do that?
What do you think?
That's unbelievably cruel.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I mean, out of character and both cruel, but also you want your own soldiers to feel pain. That's dumb.
But, yeah, and, there was more, I think, Magda mentioned that she had been betrayed by her lover, who was a paladin of Asmodeus. I need to take a breather.
Yeah, let's,
Why don't we
let's
head
go
over
find
to the
the-
tavern then?
agreed.
Alright.
What time of the day is it, actually, really quickly?
It's late afternoon, approaching the evening.
Actually, before we go, do you mind if if we stop in at Clink Whistles here, quickly? I have to drop off something.
Sure, by all means.
Cool. Alright. You walk over towards Plinkwistle's Artificery. It is a very large door. There appears to be a keypad to one side of it, and it is made out of, one big old slab of metal.
I presume it's not open.
It is not open. It is, like, shut tight.
Well, I can look around the city myself. It's fine. Let's biscuits at the tavern or something.
Just out of curiosity, would I be able, from here anyways, to see that graffiti that was left by?
You take a look around. You spot some more details of the door first. Next to the sturdy metal door is a numeric keypad, like I said, a small buzzer, and a plaque below it that reads, Plinkwistle's Artificery. For inquiries, please ring buzzer. And you look around at a different house. You don't see any of the houses here reading Ez was here, but you know, somewhere,
I will continue my search later, I suppose, assuming that they haven't removed the paint at some point.
Oh, I'm not sure if it was confirmed last episode, but did the kobolds just take or / repurpose the cart and carriage? Or is it somewhere waiting for us to collect?
They, you've not confirmed where the cart and carriage are.
Yeah, shit. Right.
Fuck. Oh, Fav, you have the messenger bird, yeah?
Mm.
We got help during the whole trap fest at one point, didn't we? The stalactites. We nearly got, crushed, but somebody yelled, "Look out!" and I think our mutual friends are still around, and I think that they're out and about, so we should probably contact them to make sure that they know where we are and that we're okay.
How would we know where to find them?
Well, it's not that... Well, fact of the matter is that we just got a bird that can send a message. Maybe it can.
Out of character, we already had a bird that could do that?
Yeah, but we don't have... We have a bird that can do that, but not like a card bird, We have just a real ass.
A much more
bird.
Reliable bird.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about...
Are you talking about fucking Momo?
I was talking about Momo with message. Yeah.
Oh,
Sending.
you're right.
You better know.
Here,
Since we know where they are, it's fine.
thank you for making me feel more useless than I already do.
Momo knows
it's not-
sending. That's different from animal messenger or message.
Oh,
Which
okay.
begs, I'm still
Respectfully withdrawn.
figuring it. I'm still praying that eagle got to where it needed to, or is getting to where it needed to, and didn't get sucked in by another fucking cyclone.
Knowing it's
as
luck.
my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, my understanding is that the bird totem that I have is able to send a message to anyone regardless of whether or not I know them or I know where they are. However, sending can only send it to people that we know. I'm not sure if it matters if we know where they are.
Sending can send it to anyone you're familiar with over any distance. Animal messenger, you specify a location and a recipient who matches a general description, such as a man or woman dressed in the uniform of the town guard, or a red-haired dwarf wearing a pointy hat.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so sending would probably be better since
We don't necessarily know exactly where they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also means that they, the bird won't get hit on its way there or anything like that.
Yeah.
With that in mind, Momo, would you care to send our mutual benefactors a message to let them know that we're all right and heading to the tavern?
You should probably send it to Zutzag. No idea.
Right.
Pretty sure he's the only one who got out.
Yeah.
What do I tell him?
Well, first of all, that we're okay, and that if you want to meet us, we're in the... What was the tavern called again?
That would be the Well-Groomed Jackals.
We're in the Well-Groomed Jackals.
Oh, right. He sends a spell.
Cool. A couple seconds later, you hear a message back from Zutzag. Great! That's the only tavern in town, so I thought you guys might be there. Glad we're on the same page.
I suppose it's good to get confirmation.
Certainly, yeah. He says that it's the only tavern there, and glad we're on the same page.
Very good.
Right. Cool. Okay.
Shall we?
We shall.
All right.
So, having gone to Plinkwistle's Artificery, you immediately turn around from Plinkwistle's Artificery.
Oh, fuck, did we even go in?
You didn't even try.
It's closed.
I thought you said it was closed.
There's a lock, there's a buzzer. I'm really, honestly exhausted.
Okay. How about this? Since we're too exhausted to bother with this, there's a lock, right? Is it a combination lock?
It's a number pad.
It is a number keypad.
Okay. What do I need to roll to be able to just randomly press buttons and hope for the best?
You are not breaking
You are
in
not doing that.
to my boss's shop.
Oh, I thought this was like some kind of you need to figure out how to get in order to.
There's a buzzer. You are not breaking in.
Why has no one
so
pressed
help
the button?
me.
Abigath, I hope you know you are an
I don't want to deal with things right now.
All right, fine. I guess
We've
we're
just
not.
been-
However,
we've been
for
through a
future reference, what would I have to roll in order for that to be a thing I can do?
The eat shit Thavagath dice.
Make an intelligence check, Thabagath.
Oh God, no!
No!
I am morbidly curious.
No!
We're gonna die!
You're gonna get shot in the head again,
Alright.
Thav.
And there we go.
All
There we
right.
go. All right. Okay, that's surprisingly satisfying.
Cool. You crack your knuckles and start doing the foolproof way of going through all the passwords. 1 1 1 1 1 doesn't open. 1 1 1 1 2 doesn't open. 1 1 1 1 3 doesn't open. Eventually, you hear a buzz and a voice saying, "It's not gonna work."
11116.
Navagath, just fucking move.
Don't.
Krellin will sort of like shove in between Thabagath and the number pad and press the buzzer and say, hello, it's Krellin Bailey. I was in town. I have a job I have a commission that I would like looked into and also
Eventually, you hear a message back. Great! Awesome! I sure as hell ain't opening that door at Stratfest! You know what these people do to gnomes in Stratfest?
Yeah. Crowley sort of like starts to talk, pauses, presses the buzzer again. Yeah, I completely understand. I was actually wondering why you had a shop in Murdil, but I mean, we won Trapfest, by the way.
Congratulations!
Technically. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Why, you're just going to give up like that?
She's a gnome. She's not coming out in the middle of fucking Murdil when Trapfest was just happening.
Why?
Did you not hear the whole thing that Offneats went off about in Kurtulmak and, Kurtulmak and Glitter Gold and the whole... It's a bad time to be a gnome in Murdil right now. Kobolds already don't like gnomes as a rule in general, so you can understand.
Yes.
Thavagath once again blinks one eye at a time.
I need a rest.
Let's go into a tavern and drink ourselves silly. Come on.
Sounds great.
Alright. You head over towards the well-groomed jackals. It is pretty easy to find, considering it is literally the only tavern in town, so asking directions to the tavern will get people to point you in the right direction. Couple of stairs, considering they're kobolds, but other than that, yeah, just pointing in the right direction. As you go into the tavern, you see that it's fairly roomy, like, especially by kobold standards. There's a big reception area up front, and then a side chamber that has the actual bar with tables, alcohol being freely served, and all that. And then stairs leading downward, behind the reception desk, that you can assume go towards the rooms. The receptionist looks over, sees you. Ah, okay, well, obviously, you people are the ones who won Trapfest. Welcome to our humble abode. Your rooms are gonna be downstairs. They seat, I would say they'd seat about 2 of you each. Just take whatever. No one else is using them.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Very much appreciated.
Of course.
Well, I mean, who else is going to be visiting Murdil during Trapfest?
You'd be surprised.
I'm sure I would be. I mean, other than, contestants.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's people who are, you know, putting bets on the contestants, whether they live or die, getting a lot of money that way. Some people get really confident and think, like, the contestants are going to make it through. Could be good fighter contestants for who knows what. I don't know. I mean, I work here. I don't get to watch that often.
I'm surprised that people would subject themselves to something like this.
They would for a lot of money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, well, someone said something about drinking themselves silly. I think
That was me! I said that! Let's do it!
Yes! Yes. Please, I don't want to think. I don't want to feel. Mostly, I don't want to feel.
Alright. You step into the bar. You look around. Mostly it's a lot of kobolds getting drunk. You look at the menu. Nothing about it looks particularly of note. Though, except for one quickly doodled chalk outline saying, "Gnomes get the first drink free." You look around. There are no gnomes in the tavern.
So I think I missed something. What is it about gnomes that is unsafe?
All right. I'll do this fast. So basically, the patron god of kobolds, like myself, Kortelmach, was trapped forever in a labyrinth by the gnomes' patron god, Earl Glittergold. Naturally, there's some animosity between the two races because of this fact, and it's just bad blood on both sides ever since, and it's just the whole thing, politics, and never mind.
Makes sense.
Essentially, kobolds and gnomes get on like a house on fire. As in, they both are on fire and everything sucks.
Usually.
Yeah.
Alright.
So now what, then?
Navagath will place 1 gold on the counter and request as much alcohol as that will cover to be brought to our table immediately.
Alright. Cool. The kobold at the bar nods, starts pouring a couple of glasses of wine, sets them down at your table. You take a sip. Oh god, that's dry.
How can it be dry? It's wet.
Oh.
Fuck you, Navagath!
That was good. That was very good.
Hey, holy shit. Oh, that's very, very good. Trevlon sort of has his face sort of recoils a little bit, like sort of his lips purse and his eyes sort of squint in sort of slight misery, and then looks to the rest of the group and goes, "It is the only thing that is drinkable, so I drink." And Trevlon takes a larger sip and shakes his head a little.
There's other stuff on the menu.
Are you fucking... Is there? Oh my god.
The bartender says, "He just put down gold and said pour." I'm like, I don't know, I'm just gonna grab the first thing I see.
What else is there?
Alright. Well, fuck you then. Hold on a second. No, it's fine.
I mean...
So I guess I can drink it all, right now.
Oh gosh!
Oh,
you
don't know what you're doing.
Starts chugging the really dry wine, and the kobold says, "We got mead."
Mead sounds good. How much would that be for mead, if I may ask?
That'd be 5 silver a cup.
I'll take
Yes,
some.
yeah, I'll take a cup. What about you, Mal? Are you gonna have some alcohol, or you're gonna go teetotal for the day?
Is it tame or?
Mead, generally speaking, is kind of it's not bad. It's kind of sweet. Got some honey.
Fermented honey wine.
It's quite nice.
I suppose it couldn't be too much harm.
You'll be fine.
All right.
Right, I put down 2 gold.
Oh, yeah, that'll do
I'm
it.
getting fucked up.
Yeah.
The bartender starts pouring a lot of mead. And eventually brings it over. You drink the mead. Oh god, that's sweet. That's more honey than anything else.
You know what? All things considered, I think I needed a sugar rush today. I am out. I'm out
There's
of
enough
everything.
alcohol in it to get drunk, please.
4 glasses worth? Yeah.
Excellent, then I don't give a shit. At some point, it's not even about the taste anymore, it's about coping with your demons in very unhealthy ways and refusing to process them correctly.
Mal's only having the 1 glass, and considering it mostly is only honey, I don't think he really cares, so...
Yeah, Mal's having a great time.
Yeah, it's like, this is fine.
Momo's just got his head in his hand and he's running the tip of his finger around the rim of the mug.
You seem
Mal,
pensive.
Something on your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember when we met Sindre? And I saw Arias in her eyes.
Yeah.
I'm confused. What does she have to do with Arias?
That's kind of what I was thinking, mate. We know for a fact that the bug lady had him, and now...
Don't even remind me of the... Oh, God.
What I mean to say...
I understand what you're saying, but... What?
Let's take a step back. Maybe there's some sort of a connection that we don't know of.
Perhaps.
I mean, this is the thing. It does seem like a lot of our enemies, so to speak, are kind of revolving around each other in interesting ways. Like, you know, the bug lady and Sindre, and friggin' the plague lords, and now a freaking lich woman. It all could be connected somehow, and we just don't know about it yet.
This can't be just a coincidence, can it?
I'm a journalist, mate, and usually it isn't.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Sindre said that she had a use for us, and having Arias would make us toe the line. Whatever that use may be, I hardly imagine. It is, pleasant.
We've barely got by doing friggin' Lord Stormkirk's dirty work. I can't imagine what the work of a bloody blue dragon's gonna be like.
You get a bunch of funny looks from the patrons.
You might want to pipe down, bud.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mal takes his voice down to about a whisper. Right now, we just have to play it cool and lay low. Until then, yeah.
Yeah. We can't be too miserable about this. We've got friends at least. One of those friends is going to come and pay us a visit soon. So
hey
we'll
guys, what I missed? Says
somewhere to go.
Zach sliding into your table. Just you talking about laying low.
Well-
His head slips off his hand, just fucking head desks.
Oh god.
Missed you.
Yeah, miss you guys too. How much mead did you have to drink? Says Zach, waving a hand in front of your face.
To be perfectly
Yeah, Mal looks at the rest of the party.
To be perfectly frank, we've not drank much yet. It's just that we've been through some shit today.
Corellian, who is down 4 fucking things of mead. Enough to deal with my issues, so...
Somehow I got that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Long story short, mate, that... He keeps his voice down a little bit. Sindre, appears to have one of our friends captive. And it's making the whole plan of stopping her a bit more complicated than we'd like. And we were hoping... Well, do you have an idea of what we're going to do next? Where's Snungu?
Yeah, about that. I think she's got the priestess captured too. See, they put valuable prisoners, the ones that Sindre would care about, down in the Underforge prison. Above ground prison is reserved for people who they don't expect to last more than a few nights. Quick turnover rate and all that.
Where was the underground prison?
Yeah, there's that word again. It keeps popping up.
Yeah, what you see of Murdil, that is what we built so that we could look nice and respectable and start trading with people. A lot of the activity is gonna be underground, in the warrens and stuff. This place used to be built on a big old dwarven forge. A lot of it's collapsed, but we took what was left and we started making a little home around that, you know?
All this nonsense is just a tourist trap. Ugh.
What happened to the dwarves?
Probably dead, honestly.
Oh.
I mean, it was a couple hundred years ago. Dwarves don't live that long.
Yeah.
Zutzag, do you have any idea on how we could get underground?
Getting underground is really easy, yeah, like, I could get into one of the tunnels that leads deeper into the warrens and stuff. Really easy, it's just, getting through. That's probably gonna be a problem.
And not only that, but we're also, this instance would also mean we would break into and he lowers his voice, a prison, which would be, presumably heavily guarded.
Yeah. It's across a couple of minecart tracks that connect the Greater Forge area, but I would wager the instant shit goes down, everyone in the Underforge is gonna know.
I mean, it's just warrens and it's all networked down there, you know?
So I'd say I'm going to go off the assumption that it's going to be pretty bloody difficult to plan anything without Snalgu and things like that, right?
I'm not very good at planning things, says Zag, clasping his hands together.
You are very good at making sure that we don't die, so keep that in mind. Thanks, by the way, for pointing that thing out for us. That could have killed us.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't see the human hole earlier.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's the whole misdirection with me being a kobold as well. Whatever.
I think they might have designed that trap thinking kobolds wouldn't go through it unless they were on our side.
Yeah. Can't say I ever expected to be on the receiving end of Trapfest, but here we are.
And we won it, so that's at least something.
Yeah, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What is the ratio for winning and losing in Trapfest usually?
I was also curious.
The two actual kobolds at the table start bursting out laughing together. Zutzag just slaps Corellian on the back.
Corellian sort of hits their head against the desk, against the table again, just keeps laughing. You saw those squashed tin cans, right?
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's the people who go in
into his chair.
That's the people who go in with their gear.
Exactly.
I guess we're pretty fucking cool then. Sick. All right.
Lucky.
I am blessed all as a team and to be alive. Oh.
Agreed.
I'll drink to that. And he takes
As will I.
Corellian lifts an empty mug, looks at it, slides, goes and passes over 5 more silver at the bar to get another.
Another mug of mead! This bar does not have a cutoff policy! Congratulations! You get another mug of mead!
It's completely fine. I'm a paladin. I can just fix it if I need to, but why would I do that?
Okay, anyway. Right. Anyway, I think what's clear to me is that tonight I don't think we can do anything more than rest.
Yeah, you guys look like shit.
Yeah, we feel it.
Goodness, we need it.
We took quite a bit of a beating.
We're gonna have to pay a visit to a few people. I know Corellian's got a stop to make at some point, but I have a horrible suspicion that Sindre might call on us again. It seems that she has uses for us, and I'm scared about what those uses might be, but,
Those aren't gonna be good uses. I would recommend, not listening and trying to find a way to, destroy... he says, clearly wanting to say something, but he's in the middle of a crowded tavern full of kobolds.
Mel,
Right, of course.
Mel rolls his eyes and like brings him down to like crouching level.
Don't
I'm
worry.
already at crouching.
You're already at crouching level. I'm not very tall.
We'll make sure to have a little chat with the friends that we need to make before we do anything else. That'll be our first port of call, I think. It has to be.
All right.
It's gonna be a bit of a do, but I think as long as we stick together and we hell, we could survive Trapfest, we can survive a bloody, prison break.
Nothing has stopped us so far.
Think about it this way. Is it difficult for dragons to navigate in the tunnels?
Savica.
Yes, it is. Except, there's the big tunnel we carved out to avoid that problem. I think if we avoid that, we'll be fine.
Fair.
So wait, we're actually going through with this.
We have to, mate. I think it's the only way we're going to make some real headway without doing much of, our big friend's dirty work.
Hey, Zetzak, please indulge me. It's been a while since I've been anywhere near to Murdil, but how many people would you say live here?
Couple thousand.
Oh, God.
That's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of subjects for a queen, don't you think?
It is.
I mean, that it would be. I mean, they all keep busy somehow.
Very true.
Hey, it just occurred to me. Have we ran enough since the incident?
What did you say?
You cut out in the middle.
I said, it's been a while since we've heard from old Rand since the incident. Has anything happened, or...?
I can send him a message.
I think that would be a good idea.
Don't we usually have, 10 days before we hear from him? Usually?
Considering what just happened down by Sheepvale, I'd be a bit more concerned about priority.
You sent him a message about Sheepvale already.
Yeah.
What if... Did he respond to that?
He did indeed.
Saying that he'd look into it. Something to that effect.
I think we should message him again, just in case. For good measure.
Yes.
Just ask if there's been any updates.
Alright. Momo sends a spell.
Don't come across as sounding as though you care about his well-being. I'm sure that'd just annoy him.
Oh, wait, what do you say?
I just... frick,
Okay, how about this? Do you have any updates on the information we gave you in regards to the Iron King? That's it.
That is what I say.
Alright. Even with the fricks, that is enough to get the message across. I was counting those, there were 11.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Why do you bully me?
Shortly thereafter, you hear back. He appears to be using waterways. His strength is his navy.
He said that he appears to be using waterways, and his strength is the navy. His navy.
So he has some form of a militia.
Yeah, our Minotaur's known for their naval aptitude.
Make a nature check.
Yeet. Damn.
I'm gonna make a separate check on that.
Okay.
Nature. That's not much better.
Can I also roll
I'm a better druid than you, though.
Make a nature check, Momo. This is the last one I will allow, since Cheblon and Corellian are too drunk to think of it.
Hey!
Alright.
Yay.
From the tales that Arias taught you about minotaurs, yes. They originate from an island somewhere off the coast of Kingsmarch, and have gotten as far as they have through superior boat building and sailing ability.
Oh, alright.
I relay this to the party.
So if we're lucky, we might have some time then, considering how long it might take to sail from point A to B.
True. Well, you have to bear in mind where it is that they're actually planning on going. We don't have any... We have no clue what their plan is. If it's just to take small town after small town, or if they have a linear goal. We don't know.
There's nothing we can really do.
I mean, I don't have the mental capacity to really think too tactically about this, but you take a lot of small towns, you eviscerate and murder a bunch of ordinary folk, does a hell of a lot of number on the morale of people, as well as, you know, cities have to get supplies from somewhere, and I need to go to sleep. For like 12 hours.
I think we all need some rest.
Thundergaff will fucking grab Corellian by the scruff of that little neck and
Don't
hoist
fucking do
him.
that! No!
No.
No! Do
None
not
of
make
that.
me bite you. I've never bitten you before, but I swear, Thundergaff, I will.
I was just trying to help.
It's not helpful.
Malafane can't help but chuckle a little bit.
Thundergaff just can't help but appreciate how adorable Corellian looks when they're mad.
Shut the fuck up. You're very lucky you didn't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Zetzag, thank you again.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for... Carlin will actually drop into Draconic for this one and say, I don't know if you recognized me when we first met, but thanks for not saying anything.
Make an insight check. You can both literally and metaphorically see the gears turning in Zutzag's head as he looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, of course, no problem," when he very clearly did not recognize you.
In Draconic, Crowley is just sort of like, you know, just ramblings of a drunk idiot. Much appreciated. I didn't mean to click that, but my hand did so on my mouse, so just happened to be hovering over that. But yes, ramblings of a drunk idiot. Much appreciated. You're a hell of a shot. Fuck.
Yeah, you should probably go to sleep.
Off I go.
Great.
Off he goes. We should all probably go as well.
Right.
Cool. All right.
In the meantime, I think I'm going to spend an hour or two figuring out what to do with this thing as he holds up. Well, not holds up, but he takes a look at the bow.
Cool. All right. You all head downstairs. The rooms down there are pretty sparsely furnished. There's a little bit of straw spread around and some sort of bedding, but that's about it for any luxuries. There's a hole that seems to serve as the cistern, but it's still better than sleeping out in the middle of the street. So those of you that do, go to sleep. You spend an hour with the short bow, Malafane, and you are attuned to it. This is a rogue's bow. Legends say that it was commissioned by a legendary halfling thief to serve as several types of gadgets, so he didn't have to carry them around. The ones that are currently working, one of them would be a set of magical arrows that don't do any damage, but if they are hit against a weakened creature, can knock them magically unconscious.
There's another set of arrows that magically turn into grappling hooks. And there is one more package that turns into smoke bombs. Those are the ones that work on this bow. You're sure that by spending more time with it and passing more milestones, you'll be able to get this thing back to fully working condition.
Noted. Thank you.
Alright.
That's a nice freaking bow.
That's a nice frickin' bow.
It's a nice freaking ball.
It's a nice friggin' bow.
Oh, now I don't have to resort to using sacks of flour as smoke bombs. Am I gonna do it anyway? Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Alright. And as you all go to sleep, the night passes pretty uneventfully, but in the morning, as I roll several dice.
Oh dear.
Yeah. In the morning, Corellian, Malifane, and Momo wake up with splitting headaches.
Oh god.
I want to go put water on my face. If there's any nearby.
Not really, but you could get some from the bar.
Heck, I'll do that.
Cool.
I just need something to drink.
Alright. You hand over 1 silver, which counts as unlimited water for the day, and start splashing yourself to try and get rid of the headache.
Does it work?
Nope.
Ouchies.
Good morning, everyone. How are we? You look like crap. Are you okay?
No. No,
Why?
I'm not.
What happened?
Nothing. I don't know what happened, but my head hurts so bad.
Huh.
Is this headache like magically induced or
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
Fav would like to make a check as to whether or not this feels any different to a normal hangover.
It's just happening to Momo, Malifane, and Corellian.
Oh, sorry, I thought I heard mine.
That is not helpful.
It's really hard to think. It's just really hurts so much to, like, concentrate, you know?
Oh, gosh.
Do you have one too?
I've never felt something like this before.
Can I try and roll Arcana?
Sure.
Cool.
Please
I've
fare
been
better than me.
diagnosed with a terminal ouchie.
This feels different than the other hangovers you've gotten, Momo. Like, this feels, like, kind of magical in nature. Like, something is prodding at your mind itself, and that's what's causing the headache.
It feels like something's trying to get in to my mind.
What? What
Do
do
you
you
feel
mean?
it too?
Now that you mention it.
It hurts.
Now that you mention it, this pounding is moving around now that you mention it.
Wait, where's Corellian?
I think that's yeah. If any, I think considering how much they drank last night, it's likely. Would I be able to roll Arcana or Nature to determine whether or not I know if a creature or a spell can do this?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Another Arcana. Whee!
Woo! Hell yeah.
Hey.
Alright, you've heard tales of creatures that can manipulate psionic energy. It's probable that one can cause a headache.
There are some creatures out there that can meddle with psionic energy. I don't know of any. I don't know if there are any in Murdil at the moment. Would I be able to roll Nature to think of a few that could do that?
Sure.
I'll help you with that then. Oh, never mind.
Doesn't
you don't
doesn't
need
look doesn't look like you need it.
Well, you are really thinking super hard about creatures that have psionic energy. One that comes to mind is an intellect devourer, which is basically a brain on legs that bores
Wait a
into someone's head and replaces their brain.
Wait a minute. No, go ahead.
Caroline just stumbles out of where they were sleeping and just... it feels like something crawled into my skull and died. Anyone else?
Welcome to the club.
Cool. Caroline's gonna try and just cast Lay on Hands on themselves, because why wouldn't they?
Alright. You cast Lay on Hands and the headache slowly fades.
Oh, that's so much better.
If I may ask, what other creatures could do that? Because
I'm gonna say this now. Malifane has no idea what's going on, but Scott has a pretty good fucking idea of what's going on.
Yeah, so does Walrus.
Jojo has no idea. It is slightly panicking.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's not fine, and I am worrying about it.
Alex, apart from the brain on legs, what can meddle with the mind?
That is the closest thing that comes to mind. A lot of creatures kind of blended together when you were reading about them. Like, most of them come from a place called the Far Realm, which is basically a realm far, far removed from, like, the material plane, the elemental plane, the planes of the gods, and it's terrifying out there. People will attack your mind, body, and soul, and you'll probably die or worse just by being there. That's what you know of the Far Realm and anything that comes from it, including intellect devourers, the aforementioned brains on legs that will eat your brain and replace it.
Fun.
Yum. Okay. Gotta be honest, brain hurting, feeling like it's something around in there, probably not a good sign.
It's probably just the hangover. Momo, come here, let me fix it.
I don't...
And Caroline will
goes
just
over.
will sort of like put their hand on Momo's forehead and another 5 points Lay on Hands.
Great! Momo's headache slowly fades.
I don't suppose you have anything.
So much.
I don't suppose you have anything left to spare, do you?
You too. Anyone else going once, twice, thrice? All right, yeah, sure. Caroline will do the same.
Too kind.
Alright, cool. Malifane's headache slowly fades.
I just gotta say, this doesn't sound like a normal headache, is all.
Didn't feel like
Definitely not.
All I'd say is, be careful of anything that looks horrifying. Generally, okay, let me refine that. Generally speaking,
be more specific, friend.
yeah, I will. Shut up. Generally speaking, things that eat brain energy come from a place called the Far Realm, and things that come from there are fucking horrible. Intellect devourers were the first thing that came into my head, which are basically brains on legs that want to eat your brain and then become it. And, God knows there's plenty of other ones that I don't particularly want to think about. Anyway.
Are you okay, Trevlon?
I'm fine, it's just...
Definitely a few hoops to jump through.
All I'm saying is, I remember reading a little bit about the Far Realm once for a story I was trying to do about different planes, and I kind of got a little bit disturbed. Less I think about that, the better. Either way...
Well, hang on a second. What else do you know about the Farlands?
All I know is that they eat mind energy like it's a fucking cocktail that just tastes the best. They love it. They feed on it. And yeah.
Keep going.
They feed on it, and it's the thing that keeps them sustenance. And generally speaking, if there's something from there in this realm, it's bad news.
Excuse me.
Mama kind of like wraps his arms around his head.
Roll with this to see if I will remember this.
I don't think you should be too worried at the moment. Intellect devourers, they need to. I don't think there's an intellect devourer in the room, so I don't think it'd be that. All I'm saying is just keep an ear out or an eye out for whatever headache may come through. If it feels like something's poking your head again, just be on your best behavior and try and kick it out. Something meddling with your mind is never good.
Malifane has this sudden realization, but decides he's going to hold it for now just because it's like, nah, it's probably a coincidence. It can't be.
I'm fairly certain it's not intellect devours. I'm pretty sure I can't cure that, so... You know.
Yeah. I'm sure it's nothing to be seriously worried about. Just keep on guard. That's all.
It probably could have been stress, maybe?
Trust me when I say I've had a stress headache. I've never felt like it's been moving. Did you say it was?
I never said it was moving. Did it feel like it was moving, Alex?
No, mostly like repeated prods at one particular section.
I thought I heard moving. Dang. But that works. That works too. I don't think it's anything to worry about right now. It's healed. It's cool.
At this point, Thavagath strolls by, apparently with feeling completely fine, and just looks at you and goes, hangovers. And then walks over to the bar, heating the situation no more mind.
You know, you guys keep using that word, but I have no idea what it is.
You have no idea what a hangover is. Are you for real?
Malifane looks like gives this blank stare to say, "Do I look like a?"
Blinks one eye at a time.
So basically, alcohol is a toxin. When toxins leave the body, sometimes it can have nasty effects. As someone who can deal with toxins and poisons and etc., that's basically what I did when I did the whole relieve pain thing, is I basically neutralized the toxin that was affecting you.
So it was a toxin?
Well, that's what alcohol is! Damn!
It's the main thing that alcohol does.
Reading so much into this?
I don't know, I'm investigating. I'm generous. I do this.
Not the alcohol.
Zutzag peers around the corner. Am I hearing some argument about hangovers?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
They're wondering why ingesting pint upon pint of literal poison is giving them headaches.
Suddenly the stories of my mother make a lot more sense.
Long story short, and as well as literally kind of poisoning you a bit, it also dehydrates the shit out of your brain. So, drink up, stay hydrated, you should be fine.
Wow.
I will self-destruct arms, thank you.
I guess I'm glad I stayed away from this stuff for so long.
That's only if you only get hangovers if you overdo it. Generally speaking, yeah, try to avoid that. Otherwise, it's fine.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, that wasn't a throwaway line, children. Alcohol is literal poison.
The more
Don't
you
do
know.
too much of it, please God. Anyway, now that G.I. Joe is over, let's go and continue with D&D and get out of this PSA that we've just done.
Yeah!
So many three-letter words.
All right.
Anyways.
Cool. You head out of the bar. Zutzag follows after you. Okay, where are we going first?
Corellian, you had a person you wanted to visit, right?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna swing by Paulette's and drop off some schematics that Annabelle asked me to get commissioned.
Cool. I think we should do the, less intense stuff before we start planning for the more difficult business.
You go ahead and do that. I have some graffiti to track down.
Oh boy.
I'll come along if you don't want to go alone.
If you wouldn't mind.
Don't go alone.
Yeah, don't go alone. Who's going to bring the statue?
Oh, come on.
That's right. I guess it would be kind of difficult if we all went by ourselves without the statue.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about getting jumped in the street?
Oh.
Maybe
you guys should probably take that.
Maybe we should take the tasks one at a time.
I mean, I've been jumped before. It's not that bad. I can handle it.
Okay, hold on. You two are wanting to go and do the thing, right? And hunt down the graffiti. Yes? Cool.
Yes.
Okay. And Corellian, Trevon, what are your plans again?
I was just gonna... I guess piss about is the right expression. I've got no plans.
Sounds fun.
Going to
Corellian?
Paulette, the Artificers.
Alright. Momo, Malafane, you take the statue. I'll go with you two. They're protected by the statue. You're protected by my muscles. You know.
Sure.
And I presume, Zatzag, you're gonna come with us, are you?
You want me to go to the gnome's place?
Alright, fun. Be that way. Go with them. You won't be like that.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't think that's gonna be a great idea.
Trevlon, get used to it.
Either
That's
way,
how it is here.
if you don't feel comfortable coming with us, go with them.
Yeah, I mean, that would make it even teams, so, yeah.
Alright, hip to be squared. Go team. Yeah. Woo!
Great.
Plus, on a more mechanical side of it, I have by popular demand feature and trait, which acts as its own little individualized statue, I suppose. People recognize that I was in Trapfest, so they use the statue. You use my face.
That's fair.
Okay.
Oh.
Right. Cool.
I assume that's how that works. Yeah. Alex?
It'll get you room and board, I know that much at least. Could you click on it and send it to the chat?
Of course.
Let us see.
Let us see.
Oh yeah, they'll recognize you. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Great.
Haven't had a chance to use that properly, mainly because I keep forgetting.
Haha, you're a fool.
Because you're...
Yeah.
Because you're fucking stupid.
Speaking of background skills, I assume I've been around the kobolds long enough that I can pick up a few words, right?
Yeah, you know basic words and phrases in Draconic now.
Alright.
Neat.
Cool. More specifically, their own form of Draconic, Yip Yak, which sounds like dogs barking but does use the same language as ancient dragons.
Huh. That's really
The
cool,
more
actually.
you know.
And does explain a lot of the insults.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Alright. So, the groups split off. I'm going to go to Plinkwhistle Artificery first, since you know where that is. And, just as before, door is closed, keypad to the side, buzzer and plaque is below it.
Right. Okay. I'll head over to the buzzer. Press it. Hi, Paulette. Carlene again. Trapfest is officially over. Do you mind if I come in? It's just me and two associates, none of whom are kobolds.
You wait for a few seconds, and then you hear a as the door slowly slides open just a little bit so that you can squeeze through it.
Alright, quickly, come on.
I do the squeeze.
We got suck it in.
Suck in the gut.
Alright, okay, hold on.
It takes you a solid 30 seconds to squeeze through, but the instant you do, whoosh, the door slams behind you, lights flicker on in the hallway, and you find yourself in a pretty elaborate-looking entryway with all sorts of, like, turning gears and clockwork parts in it. And after a few seconds, a short woman in a very elaborate purple and red dress comes down, takes off some goggles to examine you. You recognize her immediately, Corellian. This is Paulette Plinkwhistle. This is the head of the Tinker's Guild in Irion.
Yay!
Woo!
Woo!
Nice to see you again. Didn't expect to see you here of all places.
Well, you know, this is my winter home, and apparently they decided to move Trapfest to the winter, because that's just a thing they can do.
It sure is. Whatever suits the queen.
Yeah,
among
yeah,
other
great.
things.
It didn't used to be as terrible, you know. I mean, I get graffiti, I'd get insults, I get those. I didn't used to get attacked in the streets, but apparently they got a dragon now, and that's great.
Yeah. Great is definitely a term that I would use to describe that, for sure.
Right?
Sorry you've had to go through all that.
You know, I would say it's a living, but if they had their way, it wouldn't be. Anyway, welcome to my humble abode / merchant's dwelling. I'm assuming you're here to shop?
Actually, I had some schematics that I was wondering if I could commission from you. And Carlin will pull out Annabelle's blueprints for the lightning rods.
Cool. She looks over the copy of the blueprints. As I recall, the roll for them was only average. She looks up, looks back down, looks up. These aren't very good blueprints.
She's an alchemist.
Ah, yes, that type. I know the type. And,
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, this isn't gonna blow up, so that's something. What exactly is this for again?
Well, she mentioned it was a lightning rod, something about redirecting electricity. We employ alchemists, and I asked her if she wanted anything.
Alright.
Yeah.
She looks over at the design. Now, obviously, I would never stoop to making something this rudimentary. I'd have to make my own improvements, but I could probably get this done, let's see, how many other projects do I have? Oh, wait, that's right, none. They don't ask for anything up here. I could probably get this done in half a day.
That would be exceptional, and of course, any additional materials or funds necessary for said improvements are provided.
Right, I mean, probably cost for labor and the materials would go around 100 gold.
Done.
You hand over 100 gold, she looks up. Wow, I was expecting a lot more hesitation, honestly.
I mean, I'm not making any specific mentions towards the fact that there is a blue dragon in Murdil, but it would be really useful to have lightning rods. In case. Just in case.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not sure how long it'll stay if you're trying to bring it down, but I can make it portable. So
that would be lovely.
Yeah.
That would be... Yeah.
I mean, might take a bit to haul that around, but you got the big guy. You should be able to do that just fine.
Yeah, precisely.
Alright.
You guys had a big toothy grin.
Yay.
What other gadgets do you have on hand?
Well, I specialize in gnomish army knives and gnomish tinderboxes. Those are on special order and might take a little bit to get done. Like, if I stop making those, kobolds might take notice of their special design, because, you know, that's my trademark. The rest of the stuff, I got a lot of materials for tinkering and the like. Have a look. She hands over a menu, basically, of all the stuff she's working on.
Excellent. Caroline's basically just perusing this menu, like, don't wait for me.
Interesting. Oh. Let me see here. Index, lots of nice things. Not actually sure if I have anything I might need though.
So you mentioned that gnomish knives and tinderboxes are your specialty. What exactly sets those apart from the non-gnomish versions of them?
You see all these alchemist tools? All these artisan tools? Look like a pain in the ass to carry around all of them, huh? Gnomish army knife unfolds into like 5 different tools. Much easier to carry around.
That does sound really nice.
Yeah. And then the tinderbox, like, you could try messing around with a regular old tinderbox or a torch. You just press a button, boom, something instantly gets set aflame. Like, not anything big, mind you, and it probably has to be made of wood, but, like, instant fire, right at the press of a button.
If I may ask, is there anything particularly fancy about the magnifying glass? Or does it...
You can see real good with it if you're looking for fine details. Probably give you some advantage or another.
You know, I feel it would be remiss of me not to get this. Doing the whole, gig of just kind of like looking for things and writing about them. I think I'll go and, I think I'll take this magnifying glass.
Alright, that'll be 100 gold, please.
Please forgive me for this, and Trevlon puts over 1,000 silver.
Oh my god! Wow! Yeah, thanks!
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy going out to the bank and converting all of this, especially here in Murdil.
I am so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you are, you little shit!
Wait, what do you mean, little shit? You're my height, if not smaller.
Okay, well, fuck you! I guess you gotta be keeping all this crap.
It's more of an energy, Yeah,
you exude incredible little shit energy.
I definitely, you know what? I accept this. I'm here to report that I do exude that shit energy.
Great, excellent. Glad we're on the same page. She goes over to the desk, presses a button, and yells, "Helix, magnifying glass!" And then you hear a robotic voice come on. "As you command, mistress." And then you hear a whir, and a metal claw starts slowly coming in, hanging from the ceiling, holding a magnifying glass, and slowly lowers it down. Paulette grabs it, claw goes back up, slides away. Alright, here's your magnifying glass. Good luck looking at things.
I will. Is that a robot?
No, don't be ridiculous. That's an artificial intelligence.
Faragath is currently in the corner, like, shitting himself. He is terrified.
Yeah, but you're a druid now, and you have an unearthly fear of machines. Either that, or you're just really scared because the robot talked.
Bit of both.
It's not a robot, it's an artificial intelligence, I just said! Oh my god!
Okay.
Robot? That's
It's like
preposterous. Artificial intelligence, way more understandable.
Hell yeah.
Like a mixture between the inbuilt Luddite feeling of a druid mixed with the oh dear fucking god that thing just moved. What's going on? Mummy Thavagath, this isn't what you taught me would happen.
It's no weirder than magic, but I mean, go off, I guess. I don't see the army knife on this list. How much would that be?
That would be 100 gold, but there is going to be a delay in getting it until it is safer for Paulette to actually order and make the thing.
Right. Are there any, would I know of any other specialty, would I know of any other, like, weapons or weapon shop, like blacksmiths or armories in Murdil, things like that we'd be able to access?
The other major shops in Murdil, the ones that aren't, like, market stalls that are set up and taken down in the same day, would be something called the Huge Cat, which sells animals. Not very good quality, but it's there. There's something called Blue Steel that specializes in armor. And then there is a shop called The Ordinary Berry. That sells a lot of, like, tinkering, results of tinkering, gadgets, and the like. You heard rumors before you left. They were branching out into selling guns and gunpowder.
I think the commission's all I got in me for now, but might be coming back for one of those army knives. Sounds very nice.
Out of character, when you said the huge cat and said not the best quality, but they sell animals, all I thought of low quality animals? What?
Low quality. We've got this cat. It's very clearly just a bird with cat written on it.
We've also got an ox. It's just a pony with horns.
It's an ox to me, Dad.
And here, one of our most unique specimens. It is both bipedal and has no feathers. We call it a man.
A man.
It's just a monkey. We call it a manlet.
I can't breathe. That was good.
Thank you. Not often I get to make that kind of joke, and I'm glad I got.
I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Right. Well, if that's gonna be it, you can squeeze on out of here before anyone tries to, break in, kill me, that sort of thing.
Thanks for your time, Paulette. Keep safe.
All right. I'm gonna try. I am definitely gonna try. Cool. You head out, Davagath once again squeezing through the doors, and as you do, a thunderstorm starts up as I pull up thunderstorm music. Yay!
Oh, okay.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Isn't Murdil covered by, this glass sort of ceiling type
It
thing?
is indeed. Rain is just pounding against the glass, and you hear loud booms and flashes of lightning outside, but that's not going to stop rain from happening.
Wait, are you telling me that the entirety of Murdil is this ginormous glass thunderdome?
There's a big old glass canopy that filters out sunlight so the kobolds can actually see in the daytime. It also doubles as covering you from the rain.
Huh.
Hey.
It's fucking cool.
I know, right?
Alright. Meanwhile, with Zutzag, Momo, and Malifane, you are looking for Graffiti? Yes?
Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, fuck. Okay.
I have waited a minute, and I don't know what you're talking about, so make an investigation check.
I feel like I know what you're doing, and I hate you for it, but I'll roll with it, both figuratively and. Oh, for fuck's sake! Someone help me, please. Someone give me.
I'll fucking help you, man.
You're too kind. You're too
know.
kind.
Another natural one. Another natural one. I'm going to take Momo's roll rather than the 25 investigation.
Oh, that was an advantage.
All right. So, you look around, going down some of the larger streets of Murdil, asking around as to where any graffiti might be, getting several strange looks. Then you hear the sound of wheels start moving. You look, and hey, good news! You found the cart! Bad news! It's careening down the street, and it crashes into a building.
I am so glad I spent that much money on.
Wait.
Moloch just goes like, "Oh, hey, look, it's the car." Oh no.
Quick, get over there now.
Oh, all right.
All right.
And I start running toward the thing. We start going.
You rush over to investigate the crashed cart, as do several other kobolds, who look at it, check its condition, and start looting it for parts.
Do we tell them that it's ours?
I'm not entirely sure.
I feel like if we do, then they'll kill us. If we don't, then they're gonna take it. I'm conflicted.
Malifane looks around and just sort of to see, like, I want to. Here's the thing. I want to roll insight to get the general gist of the public eye.
Cool.
I want to roll. What would I roll to see where the cart was coming from?
Perception.
All right.
Apparently there are actual cars here in Murdil.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
I mean, apparently there's an artificial intelligence, so why not?
That's true. That's true.
You take a general look at the crowd. They seem like they're willing to take advantage of a situation that just suddenly happened to them. Like, more curious as to what they can do with all the bits and parts here that are clearly not, according to them, of working use. Momo, you use your knowledge of mathematics, velocity, and direction to look in the direction from which the cart came, and you see, like, what appears to be something resembling a carriage house that has your carriage there, still intact, along with Squishy, the very traumatized horse, and Mushka sitting by it, just kind of being like, I'm not going out there, that cart just crashed.
Malafine, look, it's the carriage! And the horse, and Mushka.
So if that's our carriage, then how did the cart get separated?
I guess we'll find out. Let's go.
Alright. I think in the meantime, I think it's best we just leave this be. It's not worth it.
I guess. Was there anything in the cart that we saw was in there that had value to us? Or was it empty?
It was empty.
Okay. Yeah, just best to leave it be. It's pointless now.
Let's get moving then.
Cool.
Right.
You head over towards the makeshift carriage house. Couple of kobolds running it. See you approach. Give a quick nod. Go back to, like, very firmly tying the carriage in place.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
The carriage and that horse and that stoat, those belong to us.
They look over, look at each other, look back. One of them says, well, we kind of figured. I mean, not a lot of people are stupid enough to bring a horse and a carriage up into the mountains.
I kind of nudge Malafine for like some sort of a social help.
Let's. Alright.
What can we do to get it back?
Yeah. Is there anything that we can possibly do to just circumvent this?
I mean, if they are yours, I guess you could have them back. Problem is, maneuvering out of Murdil, because we tried that with the cart. And now we're gonna make absolutely sure that this thing doesn't crash too.
Well, we appreciate that. Should I send a message to Thalagat?
Malafane's gears are turning, and to be perfectly frank, that's the... You know what?
Look, he'd be happy. He would be happy as long as the carriage and the horse are fine. The cart,
you know what? You're probably right.
Yeah.
I suppose. Alright, give him the message, I suppose.
Alright. It's the last one I can do today.
No, you took a long rest. You're all back to full.
Yay!
Yeah, you're all back to full because you slept that night. Yay!
I did! I'm happy. Happy bird noises. Okay, so I say, Thalagat, we found the carriage, and Squishy, and Muska. And I give him vague directions of where we are, and I send a message.
Thalagat. Okay, how do I word this? Okay, Thalagat is happy that he hears this. However, the only message he's going to send back is, did Malafine break the fucking cart?
Oh my god.
Momo's feathers just kind of like pop out a little bit as soon as he hears that. And he just kind of like tenses, slowly turns to Malafine, and then,
Yeah, Mal raises an eyebrow.
Momo says nothing. And is he allowed to reply, or can he send one more message?
You need to cast it again in order to send another message.
Okay. So, I tell him a funny story about that. Malifane didn't break it. It was an accident. I'll explain when you get here.
Wait, out of curiosity, when you cast these spells, do you say them vocally, or is it like a mind kind of thing?
I just assume it's a mind thing.
It's a mind thing, I believe.
Okay, because if you were to phrase it like that, Malifane would have just shut your beak instantly.
So I send it, and I just kind of like twiddle my fingers in anticipation and an anxious look on my face. With an anxious look on my face. Pardon my grammar.
You look concerned.
Wherever Thabagath happens to be at this particular point in time, it's worth noting that he's giggling like a child. However, responds with a simple,
That counts as all 25 words.
Yep.
1 H and
24
yeah, with spaces in between each individual letter.
Now all you see is Momo just kind of like.
It's actually pronounced.
They should be here shortly. I hope, possibly, maybe. I don't know.
Why are you panicking? I don't like this.
Navagath thinks that you broke the cart.
Of course he does. He thinks everything is
No, don't worry. I told him that you did it, and that it was an accident, and we will explain when it gets here. Hopefully in due time.
Why do I even bother with that oath? I swear.
What do you mean?
Everything I do, it seems to be my doing. No matter what I try. You know what? I don't even care. I'm just going to keep looking for that graffiti. I just want to get this over with. We're going to do the thing. And we're going to... Okay. I'm sorry.
Look, don't apologize. I admittedly don't know why he's like that with you, but I have a suspicion that it might just be a personality thing with you two. Maybe you guys just don't get along the best, and I don't know. Personality clash.
Momo, I really hope you're right.
So do I.
In any case...
Let's go find that graffiti, and I go over to the shopkeepers and I tell them, if you see a halfling and a Goliath and another kobold come by here, they also own the carriage and the horse and the stone. Just give them to them. Me and Mal are going elsewhere.
I mean, I definitely can. I'm not sure how that solves the problem of it being really tricky to actually navigate these things through the street.
Thav, the Goliath, hopefully, he'll know what to do.
Okay, I guess that makes it not my problem.
Yeah, thank you, cheers.
Alright.
And you're off.
Great.
Should I roll like a survival check, or...
To find the graffiti?
Yeah.
Investigation.
Investigation, alright. Hey!
Nice!
Alright. So, asking around for where graffiti is, you quickly change tactics and ask where the king's home is instead, and they'll happily direct you over to that. And you head over to a pretty lavishly decorated building carved out of stone with a big pewter statue of King Zakti outside. The statue is posed like he's raising one leg, doing the Captain Morgan pose, and resting the raised leg on a gnome. And you look around to the side of the building, and painted in big old black letters, Esgol was here.
We found it!
I am shocked that they haven't removed this yet.
Me too.
Would there be any I love that spelling. Would there be any because just knowing Eskel, would there be any like drippage or like little drops of paint on the ground or anything like that? Just like a trail of any sort?
Make a perception check.
Perception. I'm going to roll a nat 1. Watch me do it.
I believe in you.
Oh,
You did
okay.
not.
I
You
did
look
not.
around for that, and in fact, no, there is nothing like that. Like, doesn't appear to be any drips or residuals, just like perfectly placed, but not perfectly spelled. Esgal was here.
Can I roll Arcana just to see if there's anything like an enchanted something up with it that'll give us a hint as to where he is?
You can make an Arcana check, yes.
Paint?
Cool. Alright.
Jesus.
For discovering where he is, I'm not sure how you intended to do that through paint, but you do detect a fairly strong arcane energy coming from this paint. It looks like it's not ordinary paint. It looks more like it's used to make markings. It's the sort of stuff that you've heard druids use, except not quite that, because it said only druids can see that. This looks like it's used by some sort of primal energy, and someone used it to write Esgal was here. This isn't ordinary paint. It's not gonna wash off.
Wow. That's actually... Okay, well, okay,
So
first...
Esgal!
What is it? Is there something unique about this?
This is not an ordinary kind of paint. Normally, I would think that this is some sort of paint that only druids could see, but funny thing about it is, that's not coming off at all.
Well, I suppose that would explain why it hasn't been washed off yet. Even so, if it was used by...
Definitely magic, but I can't tell. I can't really get a sense of where he would be from it, which is unfortunate, but I don't know what else I expected.
Something a druid would use. I wonder... Perhaps it may have some properties that are sylvan in nature. I'm not sure now. Sylvan, like
and as you
Fae
bring
or-
up that term, Momo, that does seem to make sense. This is probably Fae in origin.
Oh.
Sylvan, like Fae or Leprechaun.
Yes.
I'm not sure how. Well, no, that's a lie. I know exactly how. He still has some part to do with the Fae woman. Unfortunately, we still don't have any leads. There's not a trail.
Maybe there's more to it than we can really see. Like I said, this is normally something only a druid could see, so maybe there's something there that Tharagath could see?
Not
Zutzag
the worry to see it to
slowly
begin
nods,
with, though.
raises a hand. Maybe it's a druid who really wants attention.
Momo kind of like blinks and tilts his head.
What? What? Are you stupefied at how great an idea that is?
It makes sense, but I don't know of any druid who would want our attention besides that.
I think it...
Ah!
I think
Well,
it seems
based on
kind of
how it's
obvious.
misspelled, obviously Thavagat did it!
Malphine actually lets out a bit of a chuckle there. I mean, it's an honest attempt. No, I'm starting to wonder if maybe... I'm starting to wonder if maybe there is some part of this with S and the Fae woman. I don't know how, though.
I think you might be onto something. Wild theory here. What if the Fae woman put that there?
I sincerely... You have... It's an idea, I will agree, but there's that part of me, and Malifane looks at the spelling of was, that has my doubts.
You have a solid point.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
It's hard to explain.
Okay.
Maybe it's worth bringing up with the rest of the party. We should take our findings and bring it to them. Well,
Right.
most of them.
Yes. Well, off we go then.
If you don't mind me, I'll be keeping my distance from him. You can...
Oh, come on, don't be posh. I already told him that we'll explain everything.
I'm not being posh. I'm just... I don't know.
Do as you please, I guess. I'm sure you have nothing to worry about. If he does try something, I'll do my best to stop it.
We'll see what happens. Let's get moving.
Momo's gonna do something really cute, and he's gonna like get on Fav's shoulder, not Fav, Mal's shoulders.
What are you...
I don't know, I like it up here, and Fav hasn't done it with me in a while, and
Malifane, make a strength check.
Oh dear. Oh,
Yes!
Oh no!
Yes!
Oh no!
Yes!
Malifane, as Momo climbs onto your shoulder, the sudden weight causes you to immediately drop to the ground.
At this point, the hairs on Tharagath's neck start to just tingle, and something's wrong with the world.
What's wrong? Did I hurt you?
You tried. You did, and I appreciate it.
Wait,
Mal
why do I
offers...
weigh more than I usually do?
It's not that. It's that Goliaths are really strong, and Malifane is kind of spindly.
Kinda.
I was a teeny bit... my internet was a little bit fucky during that whole exchange. Why is Momo getting on Malifane's shoulder?
Because Fav hasn't put Momo on his shoulder in a while, and Momo missed it.
So, I'm gonna go a little behind the scenes for you guys at home. Malifane's dex is at 4. His strength is a -1.
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much more sense.
Tharagath is 5.
His carrying capacity is terrible. Add in Momo and all Momo is carrying, bam! He's not moving.
You have a solid point that I am too dumb to even consider. Thank you.
Malifane is a quick boy. He is not a strong boy.
I forgot you were, pardon my phrasing, a bit scrawny.
It's fine. I was never really trained with athleticism.
You're more speed than strength, huh?
I appreciate the gesture, though. It was very kind of you.
I should have considered.
Malifane offers him a hug.
Momo smiles immediately and takes it.
Alright.
And
Now
then
then.
they're off.
And
Yes,
then they're
now
off.
then, shall we be-
So that's that saying, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I definitely can't hold you on my shoulders. You're like my height. So, there's that.
Yeah, basically.
Alright. And eventually you meet back up with the rest of the party as the thunderstorm gets to full force.
Is that thunder?
Looks like it.
Yes. Sounds like it more like.
Does it... I look up and I see that the rain is falling but not hitting. I don't understand.
It's
Is
rain
it-
on glass! What do you not understand?
Yeah, it's the canopy.
The city appears to be surrounded by a dome. That's what I...
It's
am I
really,
understanding
really
that
nice.
correct?
That is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's real nice. It lets us, see things when there's daylight out.
Yeah, not being blind for 12 hours of the day is pretty tops.
Huh.
So,
What do you know?
so, what did you guys find?
Dropped
Well, they
off
didn't-
blueprints and bought things. I mean, not too much beyond that.
I'm not exactly familiar with the market district around here.
Blue steel, that's armor. Ordinary berry, that's like kobold stuff, tinkering, gadgets, other things. Huge cat is animals. Curly, like, stops. Right in the middle of the end of the phrase and just sort of, like, casts an askance glance at that. But they're not very good quality or anything.
I see.
Anyway.
On the other hand, we found Eskel's graffiti. And it turns out that it's not ordinary paint. There's no dripping, there's no paint marks or anything.
It's Sylvanan property, which means...
It's likely that Eskel has something to do with the Fey woman, or that graffiti had something to do with it.
Well, I mean... makes sense to me. I mean, he was associating with her last. He's been traveling by some kind of means. It's not too out of the question, probably.
Well,
Honestly, just impressed that that he was able to find something like that permanency.
Yeah.
Out of character permanency, is that the word?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good job. I didn't even know if that was a word.
The more you know.
Well, I mean, who knows? Perhaps in your absence, Esgal has taken a blizzardry or something of that ilk. Maybe he's a warlock now. He did make a deal, didn't he?
I suppose he did.
Huh.
I've never really thought of him to dabble in magic, though. Then again, he is... well, he's me, so...
You would know him better than anyone.
Let's move on. There's one other thing that we found out.
Oh?
Mao slowly turns his head to Momo and slowly backs away from the giant behemoth.
Oh, right, so we found the carriage and the horse and we found Oscar.
How far away?
I point in the general direction. But there is one thing. Well, he kind of like puts his fingers together. We also found the cart, but it crashed into a building.
So you're saying the cart that I paid for and brought here is broken?
Yes, but it was empty.
Oh well,
so...
things happen.
Okay, I thought you were going to take that a lot worse, honestly.
It's just the cart, why would I care?
The kobolds did loot it and take parts of it, though, so...
I mean, what were you going to do with a broken cart?
Possibly fix it? Let's go get the carriage and the horse and Oscar.
Yes.
I was told by the shopkeepers that it would be rather difficult to navigate a carriage and horses through this type of terrain.
You look around and immediately see why. The streets are incredibly narrow. Like, you're not sure a carriage could even fit through some of these. Most of the foot traffic is taking place in little walkways and holes above you as kobolds dart to and fro through windows, indoors, in and out of buildings.
Wow.
Moving a carriage through that is gonna suck!
Plus, I'm worried if we navigated the carriage through the town, I'm worried that they might do the same thing to our carriage that they did to the cart.
Wow.
I didn't mean it like that. I just.
Well,
wow, okay!
Stop. My main question is, why do we have to move it now at all? It's not like we're leaving Murdil anytime soon. Why do we have to move the carriage?
Well, what if someone tries to buy it?
Well, I mean, then as the rightful owners of said carriage, which I presume that you let the folk who are taking care of it know that we are.
Right, of course, I did.
It wouldn't be for sale.
I suppose you're right. I apologize for that comment as well.
It's fine, I'm used to it.
He kind of like looks down and kicks the sand, like in shame. He feels awful.
You know, in hindsight, I had a feeling that something like this would happen.
Oh?
Remember those strange dreams I was talking about?
Yes. Remind me again?
I had another one the other night where, well, this one guy was riding on a horse and accidentally fell into a pit or something like that. Maybe it was a sign of things to come. I don't know.
Carovian does have a point, though. We're not going anywhere anytime soon, so maybe we just tell them to hold on to them for us until we leave?
For the time being.
Well, regardless, I'm going to go see Mosca, so
Yeah, I'll come too.
yes.
Dalagath will pick up his pace, walk very, very quickly past Momo, and at the very last second, scoop him up in his arms and throw him on his shoulder.
Yay!
Momo smiles and makes happy bird noises!
Alright.
Malphine flashes Momo a smile.
Momo smiles and gives him a big thumbs up.
F slows down a second. You know, Mal, I've got a second shoulder.
Mal, do it!
You don't have to. I mean, I just...
Momo, like, sparkles in his eyes, looks at Malphine.
Malphine looks cautiously. Just... I can't do PvP rolls, so... Yeah, he looks cautiously at Dalagath. You're not gonna
really
pull
nice
anything.
view up here.
You're not gonna pull anything funny on me, are you?
He's not gonna pull anything funny on you.
Slowly takes the offer.
Alright, Dalagath, make a strength check.
You got it, sweaty.
The response will vary depending on how this goes.
You stumble and drop to the ground. You're on your knees, but even you with your prodigious strength can't carry all your stuff, Momo and all his stuff, and Malphine and all his stuff.
I forgot about Mel's stuff. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Same thing
What
happens.
if... hold on, just a teeny tiny itty bitty second. What about this?
That I always keep that in mind.
Yeah, I thought you would. Alright, no mind then. No, I don't think I have anything that can counter that. Nope. Alright. Fuck.
I don't know why
I'm so
you
cool.
lot don't keep more stuff in the bag of holding, but
Keep forgetting we have a bag of holding.
Yeah.
you have a bag of holding.
That's mostly where you put
I
the
guess,
money.
yeah.
But yeah, pretty
Put
much.
other things in there too.
Put the money in the bag! Put it in!
And also put in the Krabby Patty secret formula.
I went to college!
It took us 3 days to make the potato salad.
Alright.
Alright, we're continuing then.
Yes.
Great.
Anyways.
You move on past
Am I
the
still on
stairs
time
of several
forward?
kobold onlookers. Noticing a couple of them looking at each other and making gestures, twirling one finger around the side of their head. And eventually, following Momo's directions, you get to the makeshift carriage house. The kobolds look at you and it's like, oh yeah! You're that guy!
This is this guy! And he does like jazz hands toward him. So, would you...
Krellin just pings Mosca right away. It's like, I'm here!
Alright. Muska looks up and you hear, "Oh, hi!"
Just
Aw.
Carlin just ignores everything, goes straight to Muska and starts conversing with.
Aw,
Cool.
baby.
Uh,
So, I hate to pain you with this, but we don't really plan on leaving Murdil for a little bit. I don't really have an estimate of how long we're going to be here, but would you mind not selling the horse or the carriage and just keeping them here for a bit?
Well, I mean, this isn't really a shop so much as a place we set up to hold the damn things. Not sure what use we even have for them. I mean, horses and carriages don't exactly mix well with hilly and mountainous terrain, you know?
Right. Pardon my ignorance. So, you won't mind holding them then?
That's what we were doing, so...
Thank you so much again. I want to give both of them 2 pieces of gold. 2 gold pieces. Jesus.
It's the same thing.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
2 gold pieces each.
Alright. Well, okay then, they say, happily taking the gold.
Yay, I made people
Yeah.
happy.
Meanwhile, Corellian, through the conversation with Mushka, you learn that they've been treating her well, they've been feeding her some delicious stuff, and they have been giving her regular scritches.
Hey.
Good, absolutely. If there's one thing, I would presume that they would know how to treat a weasel well.
Oh yeah, these kobolds know absolutely how to treat a giant weasel.
Excellent. They better. Or I'll do something.
I'll be very disappointed in them.
Yes.
Yes. So, what's our next point of action?
Well, I still need to go buy some bits and bobs, or look at bits and bobs and see if I'll buy them, and swing by a few shops. I don't know about you lot.
I wouldn't mind taking a look through the district.
Would there?
Sorry, Mama?
There wouldn't happen to be any armories around, are there?
Yes, there is. There's a shop called Blue Steel, specializes in armor.
I might stop by there then.
Yeah, they might actually have things that'll fit you, too.
Mama has like a gleam in his eye. Finally!
I
Alright.
must admit, I'm curious. I wouldn't mind taking a look through the district either.
Cool. So you're heading over towards Blue Steel?
Yeah.
Excellent. Between Zutzag and Corellian, you find Blue Steel easily enough. You step through the door. It's a fairly spacious shop holding several suits of like plate mail, chain mail, breastplates, all that sort of thing. And as you open the door, a kobold behind the desk whips his head around to see you, does a dramatic pose, hand on hip, one hand out to the side, and is like, "Welcome to Blue Steel. How may I help you?"
Hi, so, do you happen to have anything that would, well, obviously you might, so, do you have any shoulder pads and breastplates?
Breastplates? Absolutely. Those would be 400 gold. Breastplates are very expensive to make. I'm trying to turn a profit.
Fair enough, right. So...
Warned helm?
You take a look at this helmet with big, elaborate horns on it, and you can see no practical purpose for this thing other than to look very intimidating and not go through doors.
Probably look great in Baton Rants.
If only just so Scott can know what it is. What is barding?
Barding is armor for a mount, usually a horse. They could probably make some for Mushka.
I was going to ask what an estimate would be.
As I look up barding. Yes. If you're looking for barding for a specific type of creature, those have to be custom made
usually 4 times the cost of that particular creature. For a giant weasel, I would say maybe... This dramatic pose as he calculates in his head. 400 gold.
Krellian nods and they've basically been looking at the floor this entire interaction, just not being able to handle what's going on, just sort of. Yeah. Thank you for the estimate.
Oh, wait a
Keep that in
second.
mind.
I am Boo Boo the Fool. I looked at the wrong thing for calculating barding. It's actually 4 times the cost of the equivalent armor for humans.
I see.
You wouldn't happen to have any spalders or arm harnesses?
Unfortunately, no. What you see is what you get.
What does the scale mail look like?
Scale mail. That is basically interlocking scales of armor. Like pieces of metal that look like scales of a fish. They include gauntlets, and they look to be a set of medium armor.
Huh.
They are colloquially known as the most badass-looking piece of chainmail you'll ever see in your life.
It's worse than chainmail, though.
Phil,
Oh yeah,
our
significantly,
resident
but it looks
blacksmith.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
One of the coolest looking ones, at least.
Whoa, those do look really cool. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Everyone.
What is splint in this context? For 200 gold.
Splint mail. It is narrow vertical strips of metal riveted to the back of leather that's worn over cloth padding with chainmail protecting the joints.
Oh.
So it's
How
not.
much
So
would-
it's like for full body for the 200 gold, or is that just?
That's full body. It's a suit of heavy armor.
That makes more sense. All right, cool. Thank you.
I thought that was another variation of light armor.
No, there is no light armor in here.
All right.
That's
I'm kind of looking at the chain
Hold on.
shirt.
Splint for 200 gold. That's weird. No, that
Do
makes
you
more
have a
sense.
chain shirt that would fit me?
Absolutely. He gestures to several suits of chain shirts. They are significantly less expensive than chain mail. And when I say significantly, I mean not by that much.
Are there any in any specific color, or are they just like silver?
It's metal. It's not really painted.
Fair enough. I will get a chain shirt then.
All right. You hand over 50 gold in exchange for a chain shirt. You try it on. It feels pretty heavy. You get the feeling that wearing the chain shirt will give you additional protection, but you can't fly while you're wearing it.
Oh.
To be honest, you probably got enough armor with that super light enchanted armor that you got on, breastplate you got on.
Uh-huh.
That's probably enough for what you need.
Fair enough. I don't want to take back my money. That's rude. I'll hold on to it.
What is the policy on selling items as opposed to buying them?
Well, it would depend on the seller. Like, for valuable items like art objects, it's usually full value. Especially if you can find someone actually interested in that. If you're selling...
Honestly, I'm just... Sorry.
If you're selling stuff that Blue Steel would be interested in, which would be, like, metal, raw metal, or other pieces of armor, that you could sell. Other pieces of armor would not get you the same price as what is being sold. It's RPG logic. They sell for, like, at most half.
I'll be honest with you, I'm just trying to get rid of the leather armor that I have, that's all, so...
Alright. If you gave that, he'd probably give you, like, 2 gold for it and throw it in the back.
Maybe I should wait until I get back to Mirandu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Favagath takes out a single gold piece and holds it up. What would you take for this? Bearing in mind that this is no ordinary gold piece. This is a gold piece that if you spend it, it turns into lead.
Well, I would give you absolutely nothing, because that would be fraud, he says, as you look at it, and it is lead.
But party trick. No, never mind. I thought maybe the raw material with magical properties. Never mind. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You're terrible. Are you serious?
Genuinely, I thought maybe there might be something in that.
No,
that
no,
maybe
it's a
he would want
useless hunk
something.
of lead.
No, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Useless
idea is
hunk
to
of
spend
lead.
that quickly and then
I'm
get
kind
out of
of
town, and you didn't.
Yeah.
Say, where would be the best place to buy things like weapons, razors, things such as that?
You could probably try your luck over at the Ordinary Berry. I don't think they'd be willing to sell most of their stock to you, though.
Why not?
Stares directly at Corellian.
Tell you what, if you lot go on, have fun. If someone could get me a razor, that would be great. I will compensate you.
Why do you need a razor exactly?
I'm just experimenting with some things.
You have not yet tried on the belt, so I didn't make the check for last night, so...
Exactly.
Okay, but... You know what? No, fine. It's fine. No questions will be asked. I'm just...
We'll see what we can...
Yeah.
I'll find the razor for you.
Just let me know how much it costs and I'll reimburse you. Although you still owe me like 300 gold more.
You're
Wah,
right,
wah.
I do. Don't worry about paying me back then.
Sounds good to me. I kind of want to head over to the Carlian sort of like looks askance at Thabagath, the huge cat, but fuck it. Thabagath, wanna go see some animals?
Tavagath perks up. Animals.
Animals.
Blue.
Let's go.
Alright.
And with a spring in his step, he follows.
Cool.
Aw, cute giant man.
You start heading over to the huge cat, and as you do, you hear the sound of a rapidly approaching "Ah!" as two more kobolds get flung through the air and sail overhead, landing behind some buildings with a thunk. Evidently, someone else had to step on the catapult for Trap Fest.
Huh.
And that's where we're going to end our session.
Yay!
That's less of a cliffhanger and more of just a schadenfreude to me. So
That's just something that happened.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you all for watching on YouTube. Thursday is going to be a Derby stream, and that's going to be back over on Twitch, because it's not Prime Day after today. Yay!
Yay!
Alright. And I believe Friday, we'll see what happens. Xander never tells me what happens on non-TOA days. And Sunday is Discord Murder Party. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you all next time on Fallen Empires. Same Fallen
Bye,
time,
guys.
same Fallen channel. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Love you.
Bye.